So let us start. Who would like to start, please? Feel free. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes,
Hello.
Hare Krishna. Okay, all of you are together today in one
No
camera.
problem. Just me and Deepak Prabhu are together, Prabhuji.
Okay, Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Prabhuji, for this arranging this class so that we can share our narration from the Yatra. And thank you so much for the Yatra to you, Mataji and Krishna Prabhu.
Shri Gurudev
Uh,
ki jai.
Different experience. Well, Prabhu, I don't know how long I can talk. I had a cold last night, so I'm not able to talk for a long time.
Yes, yes. We
So,
can see that you're not well. Just take your time, no problem.
yes, Prabhuji. So, Prabhu, I have made the realization in a timeline format from the day we arrived at Vrindavan to the day we left and all the places that we visited and the realization I had from those places. So, it was a really good experience. Like, I think everyone will mention this point that they have been there with their family or with their friends or some relatives there. But this time when we went with devotees, the different was totally different. The experience was totally different. We had so many realizations, so many points that we want to say. And just you mentioned few minutes back that all the memories like uh, I don't have 100% memory of it because my mind is so dull that I cannot remember much points. So every night, me and Shushti Mataji used to point those things where we went, some of the key points, so that at least we remember where we went and what were the main points that we discussed there. It was a like mind-opening experience. The first day that we arrived at Vrindavan. So the day one, we in the evening we first went to Prabhupada Samadhi, and we felt the presence of Prabhupada there when we went with all the devotees, and uh, it was so good there. And we first went to the Prabhupada Samadhi, we took darshan of Prabhupada. There was Gaur Aarti started at that time. I noticed that, and then after that we had darshan of Shri Radha Shyam Sundar, the deities. We weren't able to go very near it because there was so much crowd. So we had the darshan from below the tree. I remember that thing. So we had those darshan there. It was a very good experience. Like from the starting point that we entered Vraj and from the starting point that we met you, Mataji and Krishna Prabhu, we felt very protected and we felt very sheltered there. Like we are always sheltered at weekend Sangha. Like even when Avinash Prabhuji are in Nagpur and me and Shushri Mataji are at their place. So our parents are assured that we are safe and we are okay. That if you are at Avinash Prabhu's place, then you are okay. Then there is no need to worry about it. So the day we, from the first day, we felt very sheltered and protected. It didn't seem like we have uh, rarely met you or we have very spent very few times physically. We spend so much time weekly on the classes, and it was very like it was different from being online and being physical, but it was very familiar. We didn't think that we met someone who we didn't have a very long contact. Like few years ago, I didn't know any of the devotees in weekend, but now we've come as a family, and it was very good experience. So after Prabhupada Samadhi and ISKCON temple, uh, then we went to Shri Radha Damodar temple, and you mentioned the point that we are very fortunate that in the month of Kartik we are doing Damodar Ashtakam at Shri Radha Damodar temple. We did Damodar Ashtakam there, and uh, we went to the Rupa Goswami's Samadhi. Before that, we went to Prabhupada's Bhajan Kutir. We could see Prabhupada's deity there, Prabhupada writing the books, and there was Prabhupada's kitchen there. And you mentioned that Prabhupada, before going to America, Prabhupada was staying at the temple there. So Pujari had made some arrangements for Srila Prabhupada, and he used to write his books and do the translation there. And you mentioned that other people put their gold and cash and everything on the fake ceiling, but Prabhupada had kept his manuscripts there. They could find the manuscripts later at the fake ceilings in the walls and in the top. So there, and also there was the place where Prabhupada used to have prasadam and look to the window where outside was Srila Rupa Goswami's samadhi there, and Prabhupada used to pray there. So that was very different experience for me to uh, be in the place where Prabhupada actually sat there and did his prayers to Rupa Goswami. And we felt very connected to the sampradaya also, because all the temples that we went, we didn't go there as a tourist, or we didn't just go there to see the deities and have prasadam and just come back. We went there to learn philosophy. Uh, we went there to uh, feel the presence of our acharyas there. Like every temple we went, you mentioned that we feel the presence of the acharyas there. So we went at Rupa Goswami's samadhi there. We did some chanting. We said there. There was kirtan going on. We heard that. It was a very different experience. We could really connect to the sampradaya. We could really understand the efforts all the acharyas have made. You mentioned the point, and I think this is one of the most important point from the whole Vraja Yatra, that it is devotees who make the Dham. Because of the devotees, the Dham is there. So we should really take care of it, and we should always remember that the devotees are very important for all the Dhams. We should go there. And we have learned it many times in our classes also, in the teachings of Lord Kapila, that those who go to pilgrimage and do not talk to the sages, they are all learned person there. They are compared to cows there, cows or asses. So we were not tourists there. Like I am no one to criticize anyone. All the people in the Vraj are very important, and they are not ordinary people. But our mood was very different. So after Shri Radha Damodar temple, we went to Kali Dev, where Krishna stood on the tree and then he jumped on Kalyana. So, and everywhere we were going, we had all our instruments so that whenever we get some space, even a little space, we can settle there and have a nice kirtan. So after we had very nice kirtan at Kali there. We discussed the pastime of Krishna. Yeah. And we the day was completed, and the next day we had many things planned. Like just a second, Prabhu, can I have some water?
Yeah, please, don't worry. That's fine. All the best. Hare Krishna. Just fill in a little bit, you know. So yes, yeah, I was always thinking first, you know, that we must meet Prabhupada. That's what we did. And it's very important that to know what Prabhupada did before Prabhupada started the whole movement. And there are places, there are devotees who can give us a glimpse of that. And we have to be very careful also of the Dham. So we request that anybody can go into the Dham anytime. It's everybody's birthright. It's always a little better if you go with somebody who knows a little bit more, you know, than us. And then over a period of time, then we will know. Then we'll take care of, and we'll go with the devotees, take care of them. So That's why these certain places of pilgrimage, what we do, how we do, is important. Yes. Are you all ready now to start again?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, please, please.
Sorry, Prabhu. So the next morning, the first place we went was Vrindakund. I remember Vrindakund uh, I think Vrindakund is the place I remember very clearly because we also had videos of Vrindakund and we had many photographs there. I could remember and also the points that we discussed there. So the thing, first thing I remember that we had a cab there and it was a local person, but he himself he didn't knew where Vrindakund was. So he called another person to talk to. So please give me the address of Vrindakund. Where is it? Even he not might not have heard of the place. And there were not so many devotees there. It was very uh, far away from Vrindavan actually. So in Vrindakund uh, we went at Vrindakund, we gave our obeisances to Vrinda Devi, and then we had a very nice kirtan there. We we talked about how the parrots in the Vrindavan, they are the messengers of Vrinda Devi. They tell all their information from different places, and then they tell that to Vrinda Devi. We discussed that, and we did Vrindashtakam there. It was very ecstatic and very melodious. And I could, I was feeling very fortunate to be there and witness that. Every, uh, all the devotees were sitting there having nice kirtan. We did parikrama also there. It was very good experience. And after, just a second.
Just take your time.
Then after Vindakund, we went to Nandgaon, the place of Nand Baba, where it was on top of hill. All the Nand that you gave the information in the group, very detailed information about how Vishbhanu Maharaj and Nand Baba they moved from Gokul because demons of Kansa were troubling them, and then they settled there on the top of hills. We discussed that in Nandgaon. Uh, the Nandgaon temple that we went there, we didn't have the darshan there, but uh, we sat there and had our we did a chanting there. So I could feel that all the things that we discussed in our class, we did nothing different there. We just followed what we always follow in class, what we always discuss in class, that chanting is very important. And we didn't do anything different that we really wanted darshan and then we are very disappointed that we didn't get the darshan. It was okay that and all the experience that we had from people coming to us and then asking that if you want darshan, all the things. So I feel very protected there, and it was it was an experience that I cannot forget. That some key points are there that there are always be imprinted in the hard drive. You mentioned about the hard drive thing. This is hard drive of Krishna, like everything is imprinted there. So even if I want to forget, there are some points that I can never forget, and I will always take from the place there. Though there are almost everything that I couldn't understand, but some of the things I observed there, and it was just it was the experience that I cannot put it in our words. Like all the temples and all the places that we visited, you mentioned, you asked us for one word and one thought. So it was very difficult. We had to think so much for just one word. How can we uh, encompass all the experience that we had, all the uh, thing and into just one word? It was very difficult for me to do that. So I also have the points all the devotees have said about the one word, one thought, all the devotees point. I think they are with Shushti Mataji. I don't have the copy right
Yeah,
now.
yeah, yeah.
Yes, Guruji. So after in Nandgaon, Prabhu, can we share all the experience that we had, Nandgaon and Varsana?
It's up to you. It's up to you.
Okay, Prabhu. So the main point was that we felt very protected and sheltered then. And uh, I don't know how what other people were doing, and I don't want to judge that. But I think I was at a very good place, and I really don't want to come anywhere near Vraj or inside Vraj without devotees. Like I would never want to go there alone. Because now I understand that you also mentioned that we should not stay in the Vraj for a very long time. And I know that in the even in the 5 days I have committed so many mistakes. So if I've stayed long, I have done more and more mistakes, more and more offenses. But because we were there with you, and because we were under the shelter of Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj, so it was very good that we were protected and we were under someone that uh, we were under someone because if I go there alone, I start speculating things. Like all the people there, they are not ordinary people. You mentioned it so many times that they are not ordinary people, and we should not judge them, and we should also not enjoy the places there. All the places that we went in Vrindavan, we should not enjoy the places because Vrindavan is for Krishna's enjoyment, not our enjoyment. In the day one, I think you told that people go to Vrindavan to die there and to associate with other devotees there. And after Nandgaon, we went to Barsana, Shrimati Radharani's abode. And I think we were very starving that day because we had our morning breakfast very early, 7:38, and in the night we had 8:30 dinner directly. We didn't have anything for lunch. And all the devotees were mentioning the point that we don't feel very starved because all the experience that we had, we didn't feel very starved. Uh, so in Barsana also, uh, it was very difficult to tell one word and one thought for that. But I remember my one word for Barsana was love. That everyone just love Radharani and Krishna there. There was so many crowd, and I remember that Shushti Mataji didn't want to go up there because the crowd was very packed. Like you don't even have to move; people will move you from back. You just have to stay at one place. But all of us went there, all of us together, and everywhere that we went, the places that were crowded, everywhere we had one corner. We always had one corner to sit down and chant and remember Krishna and feel the presence of the uh, pilgrimage or Vrindavan there. So when we Barsana was very total different experience for us, and each day was progressing. Our uh, like it was very it was like the next day we had planned for Radha Kund, and it was very special day because it was appearance of Radha Kund the next day. So we were very excited to go there. But I was also talking to Shushti Mataji that we should be very careful that we are in the Radha Kund and we have heard of it. We have heard it from our parents also. It is a very important place, and we have read it that it is the topmost position, Radha Kund. So, and then we went to Radhakund the next day. Uh, Sorry, Prabhuji, I'm not feeling very well. Can I take some time and then resume
Yeah,
it
yeah.
after?
No problem. Take your time. All the best.
Uh, like if some devotee talks, then I can continue after that.
Yeah, take a breather. No problem. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Jai Shri Gurudev ki Jai, Shri Prabhupada ki Jai, Vraj Dham Yatra ki Jai. Hare Krishna. Yes, who would like to go next? Please. All the memories are coming back now. You did very well, even with your ill health.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much for arranging this class where we can share our realizations, and thank you so much for taking us around Vrindavan. Um, also tried to structure my thoughts a bit so that I can capture everything. But obviously, as Pradyum Prabhu also said, that the dull mind can't capture everything. We also, me and Shashi Mataji, also after at the end of every day, we wrote down where we went, any notable realizations and everything. I was just going through all of that, and so intense. Um, I just I'll just start from the day one as well, where we went to Prabhupada's Bhajan Kutir. And I thought it was the most appropriate thing that we started from there. That because it's the origin point of everything. It's the Prabhupada and Srila Gurudev, they are what they connect us to our Sampradaya. And it is their sacrifice and their austerity that has led all this knowledge to us. So it was the most appropriate starting point of Vrindavan, and just being there and being in the place where Prabhupada lived and wrote his books, and it was so simple. It was so extremely so minimal, as we say, that there was like we always talk about reducing our needs and minimizing our necessities, and it was just the perfect example of that. And I know Ambrish Prabhu mentioned that there was a window from where Srila Prabhupada used to look at Rupa Goswami's Samadhi and pray that how to carry forward the message of his Guru Maharaj and fulfill his mission. And we also went to Shri Radha Damodar temple, and we performed the Damodar Ashtak outside the temple as well. And this is a common theme across the entire trip, that Prabhuji and Mataji, they took such care of, especially as Matajis, that anywhere that was crowded, they would first ask us that, do you want to go there? If not, then we would not go there simply. And same thing for, like, we were not running around for darshan, is what I felt. Which brings me to my first most important thing that I have in my head, which is that attitude towards Dham. That it should not be like, this is the first thing that Amrish Prabhu mentioned, that we're not tourists here. So we're not here to run around and capture as many temples and get as much darshan as possible. We're here to absorb the uh, presence of our acharyas and to understand why we're here, and to get the knowledge, because all of this is meaningless if it doesn't, if we're not able to capture it in our hearts and inculcate this into our behavior. So it should not be just for the purpose of sense gratification. Anywhere that we went, we spent a lot of time there. We never ran around. We did not run after darshan. We got it from we took darshan from wherever was the most comfortable place, and we sat down. We did kirtan, and even in the first day itself, when we went to Kalyadhaman, and it was so uh, electrifying, because we're touching the tree which touched the feet of Krishna. This is what Punarpragya Mataji also told me, that we're so fortunate that we're able to still touch this tree. That we're in the timeline, that we've existed in this timeline, that we're so close to Krishna's appearance that we can touch this tree still, and it's not yet barricaded and everything. And I remember we sat there and we did the most ecstatic kirtan, I feel, that all of us just sat there, and Amrish Prabhu first told us the story, and narrated the entire incident, and the significance of which was consistent across all the temples, that we first sat down and we understood why we're here and what is the significance and how it connects us to our acharyas. And we performed kirtan over there, and just little things that I remember. I remember that even when we sat down near the tree, we were very careful. Amrish Prabhu said that even the ants of Vrindavan are not to be touched, not to be harmed. So we have to be very careful everywhere we step, anywhere we're sitting. And this is the most, I think, the most highlight of this experience to me, because everyone else there was, again, I'm no one to criticize, but when I go with my family to any place, any religious place, then we're always just running around to get darshan. but it's very important to pay our respects and to really sit down there and understand why and connect to the philosophy. This attitude is something that was very notable for me. And sorry, just a second, I'm just writing my notes. Yeah. Then the next day we went to Vrindakund and Nandgaon and Barsana. These three places we visited. And so here, I think Vrindakund was the most beautiful place. It was because it was also not very crowded, and even though it was at the peak of the noon, I remember that we went there, but we saw all of us were very comfortable, and we were sitting inside the temple first, and then we came outside, and we were sitting near a tree, and we had first Amrish Prabhu again narrated the significance of this place, as Pradyumna Prabhu also mentioned. And then we did Kirtan there and performed Vrindashtakam. And I remember that it was extremely beautiful, like the presence of the kund over there, and we took a walk around the circumambulating the entire temple, and I felt really fortunate to be there. And then we went to Dham, which is the place where Nectar of Instructions was written. And I think that is, especially since Nectar of Instructions is a book that we've read in our intermediate class. And just to be there and feel that this is where the book was written. And I also remember Amrish Prabhu mentioned that our acharyas, they didn't even, so they used to sleep under the tree. And the tree also they would change every day, so that they would not get attached to the comfort of the tree. This is how the branch is and everything. And so it was it was a very notable point for me that the level of austerity and the sacrifice that our acharyas have made just to get this knowledge to us, just to record it, and so that we can have it. And I myself do not have enough value for it, for one. And it was a very special place for me, where we sat down near Tir Kadam, and I'm not sure if I'm getting the pronunciation right, but yeah. And this also told me one really important point that I also noted that day, that bhakti can be done from anywhere. This is also something that we've learned across the program, across the years, over the years, that there are no prerequisites to bhakti. You don't need even the bhajan kutirs of our acharyas that we went to and we saw ourselves, that there are no prerequisites. There's nothing needed to perform bhakti. Just all of these places just had the constant presence of purity and sincerity. That's all. And that spoke out volumes to me. And it is important for me as well to take it seriously and imbibe this in my life, that the purity and simplicity is what is needed. And then for the Nandgaon, I remember it was a particularly interesting experience, because I remember we went there and the temple was closed, and so we were presented with two options. One of the pujaris approached us and they asked us that we can pay 1,000 rupees, 1,000 or 2,000 rupees, and take VIP darshan, as he called it at that time, and or we could just stay back and we wait for another hour for the temple to open and to get darshan. And I remember that we were sitting there next to the temple and we were just chanting. And that is what we decided, that we'll just chant some rounds over there, and then we'll leave after a lot of deliberation among all of the devotees to whether to pay or not to pay. But we realized soon that it was the bhog time, so the deities were having the bhog was there, so we could not disturb the deities anyway. So we were just sitting there and chanting around, and just as we were about to decide to get up and go, the temple gates opened and we could take darshan from there. And we were all really happy that we'd been chanting for a long time. We sat there for a really long time. And I remember then that we circumambulated the temple after taking darshan, and we did kirtan while doing that as well. And we did we were all very cheerful and very happy while doing the kirtan. And during that time, I remember that some of the pujaris approached Amrish Prabhu, and they gave us their blessings for doing it, for doing this kirtan. And that is when also Amrish Prabhu mentioned that these pujaris, you see only one side. We see only one side to them, this money taking and everything. But they have this other side. They know when someone is different. They know when someone has that purity, and they appreciate it, which is also something which happened to us in Nidhivan, but I'll talk about that later. And then we went to Barsana, and Barsana was again because it was so crowded, and I remember Purna Pragya Mataji did not want. Initially, she was not very comfortable, and so was not Shuchi Mataji. We were still, me and Shuchi Mataji were, sorry, Shuchi Mataji was a bit uncomfortable, and me and Shuchi Mataji were a bit iffy because it was so crowded. And I remember during that time also that suddenly there was this a crowd of women that just came on our left side. So on our entire left side, the whole section was just immediately filled with women. And just as
Students, children, girls, students.
yeah, little girls. And just as we were like just on the footstep, we were there and whether we should go or not. And then this whole full section of little girls came from nowhere. And then the Prabhujis were protecting us from one side. So all of us, so we all anywhere we went, we had this arrangement that Prabhuji is in the front and in the end, and Mataji is in the middle. So in that place, we felt very sheltered, and that we could very easily cross the crowd and take darshan over there. There also we took darshan from the back of the temple. We do not enter the crowd, and we do not put ourselves in any uncomfortable situation. And we were talking about how Krishna made the arrangement, Radharani made the arrangement for us to take the darshan. And we were feeling hungry, so we also got some little prasadam over there. So the second day was also extremely electrifying and filled with power-packed realizations. And I also remember in Nandgaon that the pujari that approached us, he was trying to create the sense of urgency just to get us to pay money really fast. He was like, if you don't pay right now, then even VIP darshan will be gone, and you'll not be able to get the money. You'll not be able to get the darshan. And he was trying to create so much urgency that I feel like if there had been anyone else apart from us, they would have gotten carried away probably in that situation. But we always say that devotees don't get fooled easily. So we were very calm, and we just accepted the way it was, which is another addition to my realization towards how you should treat dhams and our attitude towards dham. And the third day we went to Radhakund, which was also on the day of the appearance of Radhakund. So it was even more special. And I remember that day that all of us Matajis, we wore saris. And we thought that because none of us were used to wearing saris in our day-to-day, so it was we thought that we'd have to walk around so much and how it would all happen and whether we would be able to make those movements and everything. But everything happened so smoothly, and I remember that even though it was so crowded, it was packed with people. We found a little place over there where we could take our mridanga and our harmonium and sit down and do kirtan. And I remember Prabhuji had to carry the mridanga and the harmonium the entire time there and the entire time back. And we sat there, and Amrish Prabhu still again talked about the philosophy, the incident of Radhakund and how it all happened. And he mentioned how there are more people at the Radhakund than there are at the Shyamkund, because this is more important. And especially in the Nectar of Instructions, the last 3 verses, I think, they're only about the importance of Radhakund. So we've read extensively about it. Of course, they're not yet qualified to fully absorb it, but just to know that this is the most important place in our sampradaya, and to be there and to listen to the story and to do kirtan over there at the shore of Radhakund. It was beyond, and like I'll forever be out of words in explaining that. And we also sat there and we chanted some rounds, and again it was beautiful. Like the entire day, it was, even though it was very hot, again it was fully packed with people, and we were always surrounded by people, but we found our little comfortable corner over there, and it was really beautiful. And thereafter we went to Nadivan, and where again the same thing happened, that just as we entered, there was a place in front of the deities, like a little corner over there, where all of us sat and we chanted some rounds, and we could see that it was like not a lot of people were allowed there, but the people over there, the security guard and the pujaris, they let us sit there for some time. For whatever reason, they saw something, and for they just let us sit there and do our rounds. And when we went to take darshan and prasadam, they also gave us a lot more. Like they gave us bindis and mehendi and sindoor and so much more than they were giving out to anyone else. And which again, like the entire experience of Nidhi, when I remember that. Amrish Babuji showed us that, even though the roots of these trees are dried out, but the tree still looks luscious and green. And it was a very mystical place, and again, beyond our comprehension and beyond my capacity to talk about. Um, and just a second, Babuji. Yeah. And yes. And then on the next morning, the 25th morning, we went to Shri Shri Radha Govindji temple. And I remember we just got the darshan like 10 seconds before the temple got closed. And we also visited the Yamuna Ghat. And there are really so many experiences that we had there. But it was my only constant wondering was that none of this should remain just an experience or just a memory. It should. I really wanted to carry this forward when I came back to my college and my MBA and everything, and I knew that immediately I would get absorbed by all of that. But it was my constant prayer that somehow or the other that we're able to somehow I'm able to carry this in my heart. And the most important part of the entire yatra was the association of devotees, because if you look from an external point of view, we went at such a busy time where every place was crowded, where there was still peak heat, even though we were in October, well into October. But the way Purna Pragya Mataji and Amrish Prabhu, the way they took care of us, the way they provided us shelter, it was beyond explain. It would like we never felt at any point that we were at discomfort, and which is why I completely agree that and we've always heard this, that Dham you should only go with devotees who know these things and who know how to be there. And one of the most important observations, important things that I still remember, it happened, I think, when we visited the um, Samadhi of Sanatan Goswami. And we went there and we chanted some rounds there as well. And there also we saw the Bhajan Kutir and how humbly our acharyas were living. And one of the things that Amrish Prabhu mentioned is that we should learn by observation. It's not that we should just not everything needs to be explicitly told to us, which is also a realization that I shared in the last week, that so many things we just have to, the intelligent person sees and learns. And that's how we have to be independently thoughtful in everything that's happening. So especially when we were visiting Dham, even though not everything needs to be explicitly told, we just need to follow by observation everywhere we're going, and maintain that integrity throughout. And lastly, just again emphasizing on the association of the devotees, because I remember still that all of us were very sad when Purnapragya Mataji and Krishnadas Prabhu had to go on the 25th for taking care of Amrish Prabhu's mother, and all of us were feeling so bereft of their association, and especially Purnapragya Mataji took such great care of all of us Matajis. Anytime she would always be checking on whether we're hungry or whether we're comfortable, and at any time, and it did not feel even for a second that we've not met her before physically ever. And even Krishnadas Prabhu was so very, very gentle and very respectful towards all of us. And we all of us were discussing that, there's so much to learn from him. And even meeting Shuchi Mataji, because I'm not in Nagpur. So this is the first time I was meeting them as well. And Shuchi Mataji and I shared a room, and it was again we shared in that room, and we lived like we've always done this, like we've always been roommates. But there were no problems at all. It was absolutely lovely meeting all the devotees, and this entire Vrindavan Yatra for me was especially more significant because I've had this discussion with Avinash Prabhu and Purnapragya Mataji that this term of mine, this is the 5th term. So some of the students are supposed to go for foreign exchange here. So if you get a good enough grade point, then you can spend 1 term in one of the good colleges in France and Europe. And I remember this was such a big dilemma because if it was a 3 months kind of a full term that I would have to spend in a college in France, and it was a really great college as well. And this was a full tussle that was going on for a month or so, that whether to go or not. And my parents really, really wanted me to go. All of my friends were like, "There's nothing left here to do anything. Like, there's nothing more happening over here. You should definitely go. It's a great opportunity." And I remember for entire 2 months, I think I was constantly talking to everyone, Avinash Prabhu, Purnapragya Mataji, whether to go or not. And the only thing that was holding me back was this Vrindavan Yatra. Everything else was like manageable, like my sister's wedding is there and everything, but everything would be managed from a distance. But this is something that I would be missing out on. And I was telling this to Purnapragya Mataji that I'm not getting the clarity, I'm not able to make a decision. And she just said that, you should just pray to Krishna, and you'll be able to make a decision. Don't worry, you should just pray. And I remember that just suddenly one day I woke up and I was like, I don't want to go to foreign exchange. I'll go for the Vrindavan Yatra instead. And it's fine. Whatever happens, it's okay. I'll miss out on whatever it is. And after coming back to the trip from the Vrindavan Yatra, I was just yesterday talking to Avinash Prabhu, and he asked me that, what do you think about your decision of not going for foreign exchange and going for the Vrindavan Yatra instead? And I was like, any chance I'll get that this decision, I'll always make the same decision. I have absolutely zero regrets, and definitely and especially because like even for my parents, like they've never they didn't even know the people that I was going with, and they just took the leap of faith in me that that maybe she just knows what she's doing. They've only talked to Avinash Prabhu, but they've not talked to anyone else. And even I was very surprised that they let me go alone. And they were supposed to join me later, that's a different thing. But they were completely comfortable. They were not paranoid at all that, I'm going with a bunch of people that they did not know. But they completely gave me the liberty. And I cannot tell you how many things had to fall in line just for this yatra to happen. So many things. I had to miss so many quizzes and so many classes, and so many things had to fall in line. Just I had to save my attendances and conserve every single bit of it, because we have a very strict attendance criteria here. So the entire week of classes that I missed, I saved my attendance just for this 1 week. And it is every bit of conflict or effort that has gone into materializing this yatra is more than justified for me. So one word for this entire trip was mercy, because it would not have been possible without Srila Prabhupada's and Srila Gurudev's mercy that I was able to join. And yes, my only prayer is that I'm able to carry this experience and turn this into some positive change in my behavior and in my devotional life. And yes, I aim to save this in my hard disk for as long as I can. So yes, Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Mother. Thank you very much. It was very wonderful. And we also appreciated your association, your presence. It was very nice. Hare Krishna. And I must say one more thing. Yes, she said that she had to let go going to France, and everything had to fall into place, including her attendance. And but one thing she did not say, that I would like to say, is that she had already prepaid for that France trip, and she prepaid a big amount. She prepaid 100,000 rupees already to go to France. She had paid for it, and she would have to let go. She would not get any refund of it, and she let go that 100,000 rupees. She's still a student, and there's a very, very important decision. So I was also hoping and praying that hopefully she will feel that it was okay, and what the Dham and Guru Maharaj took care of things. So please, all blessings unto you. You achieved much more than hopefully what you have to let go. And may Guru Maharaj and Prabhupada bless you with your future career and future life. Yes. Thank you very much. Shila Gurudev ki jai. Shila Prabhupada ki jai. Raj Dham Yatra ki jai. All the devotees ki jai. Hare Krishna. Very nice. Yes. We would like to continue more and more. Yes.
So can I continue?
Please, please, please.
Yes, Prabhuji. So thank you, Divyanshi Mataji, for your realization.
Yes,
I
because if
also
all of you speak, of all the points, then all the other devotees who would not join would all feel that they are with you. Please, please.
yes, yes, Prabhu. So thank you, Mataji. I also remembered many points that I have forgotten. So you mentioned I was mentioning that we were in Radhakund, and then so Krishna Prabhu was always there, like we were carrying all the instruments there. It was a totally different feeling that we were talking all the time. He was always asking me that, are you okay? Are you able to carry it? So he was always asking me that. And I remember every morning that we met him, he always used to ask me that, have you had a good sleep? Are you okay? So everyone was just taking very good care of. So like Devanshi Mataji mentioned that when Purnavadna Mataji and Krishna Prabhu were going back to Mumbai, he felt very sad. I think I mentioned it in the breakfast also when we went to breakfast later, all of us. So I was feeling very emotional because I didn't get much time with Krishna Prabhu. I was really looking forward for it. Like from the day Amrit Prabhu announced in February, March that we'll be going to Vrindavan on 22nd October. I was very excited that I would meet Krishna Prabhu there and have some time with him. So, but all the time that we had there, it was very good and it was very, very different experience. And I can see how I could connect more with him. He's like I could connect more him with because he was a youth and me and Deepak Prabhu were also discussing. He really wanted to meet him, but he was just 2 3 hours late when Krishna Prabhu went to Mumbai. So yes, so yeah, I forgot to mention that about the Ter Kadamba. I just remembered it. We went to Ter Kadamba and the Ter, you told us that the Ter means that calling out. So Krishna used to call out all the cows there. And Krishna and Lord Krishna and Lord Balaram went there to with their cows there. And the trees were very small. So Krishna and his friend, they used to tie their foods on the trees there. And we recited Nectar of Instruction where it was written. So it was very special that Rupa Goswami, he wrote the Nectar of Instruction there. And like Mataji mentioned that it is our Acharya's effort and all the devotees' efforts and their austerity. We heard about the past time that Rupa Goswami was sitting in a very hot sun, very hot weather there, and he was doing his service. So Radha Rani came there and all the pastime that we discussed there at the Ter Kadamba. It was very, very special for me, and we had a very nice kid. We did parikrama there. And next morning, we after Krishna Prabhuji and Mataji went to Radha Govind Dev Ji temple. I remember that we just missed the temple 30 seconds. Me and Varun Prabhu were in a different vehicle, and all the devotees were in a different rickshaw. So, and Mishu was making that you should go fast, you should go fast. And then I remember, oh, this 1 minute was so important that just for a few seconds we missed the darshan. But we sat there, we did our parikrama there, we discussed about the temple there. And all the temples are so beautifully created there, or their architecture. We saw the one big stone engraved there. It was about information about the temple. The devotees were moved to Jaipur for securities, and all the drawings of temples were there. I was talking to Varun Prabhu that all the top view, front view, all the symmetry is so good of their temple. We also learned so many things. Like all of it is a part of like devotional, but we learned many things about our lifestyle also. Like all we talked so many things in our dinner and our lunch. We talked about SOS food because health is important. Because if we cannot maintain our health, then how would we do our devotional service? So it is very important to take care of health also. And we used to have so long talks about it. What we should eat, what should not eat. All the Matajis are asking questions, should we eat that, should we eat that, how to make this. So I remember all of it. And I really try to use that and apply it here. So for one time, I'm trying to have a SOS food in breakfast or in lunch for one time a day. I'm not able to do it all the time. It's very difficult for me. But all the things that we learned there, we took all the things from there, and it is because we were not there just for tourists and just had darshan, and then after 10 years we just remember that yeah, we went to Vrindavan this year, we had that. We will cherish this forever. I think I mentioned this point in the Vrindavan also, that I will always cherish this forever, because we have learned something from it. We have just not seen things. We have observed things and we have learned from it. And we will it is for like we go there to recharge ourselves. That Avinash Prabhuji told us that he also told us that we go there to recharge our bhakti. So we could feel the presence of devotees there. So after Radha Govind Dev Ji temple, we went to Yamuna Ghat, and all the small points. I was just uh, I was just remembering that the boatmen you talked to, you were talking that they had the motor boats, not the boats that the old traditional boats they had, because the motor boats might do some damage to the aquatic animals or fishes there. They had the motor boats, so we had no option. We had the motor boat to go on the Yamuna Ghat, and even on the boat we had some kirtan. We saw the different ghats. We could see Shri Radha Madan Mohanji temple from the Yamuna river. And then we and then we had for lunch. Lunchtime and dinner time were also very important, because all the questions that we had, all the questions, like I had questions so vivid questions from here and there, no context whatsoever. But I still tried to ask those questions. So it was very special that we had those talks, and they made very sense to me, all the things that I could relate to. And in the evening, we went to Shri Radha Shyam Sundar temple. And I remember that I I didn't take the name correctly, or not took the name very correctly. I said Shyam Sundar temple. Then you corrected me, Shri Radha Shyam Sundar temple. So that point I will always remember that I should take the complete name of the temple. So in the Shri Radha Shamsundar temple, there was a samadhi of Shri Baldev Vidyabhushan Prabhupada. We went there, and there was a cave inside where Shamananda Prabhu, I don't know if the name is correct, for him the deities of Shri Radha Shamsundar appeared because he meditated and remembered Krishna for like 12 years, I think, if I remember it correctly. And we should like I realized that we should always appreciate, and we should always remember that the acharyas are very important. Just like when we went to Nidhivan, uh, when we went to Nidhivan, so there was this samadhi of Thakur Haridas. So he was from Nimbarka Sampradaya, but you told us that we do not discriminate between Sampradayas. We should pay respect to all the acharyas there. And we went to his samadhi and we paid our obeisances there. And this was the point that I took. And uh, like I mentioned before, everywhere we used to go, we always have found some cozy place. I think it was just Srila Prabhupada and Maharaj Mercy that everywhere we go, we could have our a little comfort zone, comfort spot there where we could sit and discuss something or chant or have kirtan. Even in the Nidhiyan, the guard was very nice to us. You talked to the guard that, and there was a very good space there, and we just sat there and did chanting for like half an hour something. We did all the devotees went there and had chanting for a very nice time. And uh, the important point is that the sincerity is always noticed by everyone. Like Divyashi Mataji also mentioned that all the pujaris, they were we just see one side of them, but if we are sincere, everyone will notice that we are sincere. We all the places that we went, all the things, everything just like everyone was just helping us. I don't know how it works. Everyone was just helping us, and we could so every place we went, it was very nice, and everyone was protecting us. You and Mataji, we were always protecting us, sheltering us. So we were very safe, and we were not very worried that we were not able to take darshan or do something. But the association was very important for me personally. So after Shri Radha Shamsundar temple, we went to Shri Radha Raman temple. We went there twice, but there was so much crowd that we couldn't go inside that. And I don't have any regrets for it because but if I went there alone and I couldn't do the darshan, then I would have been very disappointed that I didn't couldn't see the deities, I couldn't go inside. But it was okay for us. Like Mataji's and Prabhuji's, like you and Mataji took so good care that even Devanshi Mataji mentioned that every place we went there, you asked us if you want to go there. There is so much crowd there, and even in the Barsana temple, I remember that Shushri Mataji didn't want to go up. Then I said that I'll wait with her. I cannot just let her be alone there in the downstairs because it was very crowded, and how would we find her? So I said that I would stay with him. That you asked me, are you sure? Then I remember I should go there. I would be missing very important thing. Then I asked Shushti, just please come there. So Shushti Mataji just went ahead, and like Mataji mentioned, everything was just helping us. And we went there at the Varsana temple. So, uh, even on the last day, we went to Sri Radha Madan Mohanji temple, where there was Srila Sanatan Goswami Samadhi there. So we went there. We had we just sat there. You said that feel the presence of acharyas there and chant intensively. Yeah. So we did our chanting there. So all the experience that I had from Vrindavan trip was very overdose for me. I couldn't I couldn't get much from it. I'm just trying to absorb those small little things that I can just comprehend. And yesterday also we had a program at Sushri Mataji's place, so all the devotees were sitting there and we were discussing so that, and I think I'll discuss it with my friends also, like Deepa Prabhu, Varun Prabhu. I'll discuss it so that every time, so that I don't forget it over a long period of time. So, and we have noted many things down to the experience for Vrindavan, and the one word for Vrindavan Yatra for me was good fortune. That it was my good fortune that I was able to be with the devotees, all the devotees in Hare Krishna weekend. And the only missing point that I could think was that if Avinash Prabhuji and Saraswati Mataji would be there with us. So we were talking, like Prabhuji was saying that he will come. He was not able to come at the last time. So when Avinash Prabhuji went from Nagpur to Auckland, then we asked him at the airport that Prabhuji, please try to come at the Vrindavan trip. We want you there. So we were missing them, but uh, and yes, Prabhuji, I think like you said that next year maybe when Sanjeev Prabhuji's place is ready, then we will all be able to come there. I'm feeling very excited that we will all go there and all the devotees of Hare Krishna weekend will be at the same place, same time, and we will have all their association. So it was, I think it was just like Divyashi Mataji also mentioned, Srila Prabhupada and Srila Gurudev's mercy that we went there and witnessed the things that we did. It is very difficult for me to put all the things in those points. And the discussion that we had on the last evening also was very important, that we sat in the room and we discussed many points. So one of the important points that we discussed, we were discussing Canto 1, Chapter 2, Verse 6, Savai Pumsam Paro Dharma. And I remember the point that you highlighted was Ahetuki and Apratihata, unmotivated and uninterrupted. So I remember those points, and all of us were very emotional, and I think all of us cried when we left from Vrindavan. All of us cried because we didn't want to go from there. We didn't want to not have the physical association there. But we will always have our classes and we have our association, and we will look forward for next year now, so that we come all together and have all the association. Thank you to Amrish Prabhuji, Purna Prajna Mataji, and Krishna Prabhu. They took so good care for us, and also to all the devotees that went with us. I'm really looking forward so that I can meet you soon next time. Thank you for this Yatra, Prabhuji. And thank you, Avinash Prabhu and Saraswati Mataji too, because their guidance, we were always asking question that, Prabhuji, what should we do? What should we not do there? What to take care of? So thank you. I have no words to explain everything. It is very special memory for me. And every time I go out with friends for a long trip or NCC camps, on the day one or even before day one, I'm thinking कि मैं कब यहाँ से चले जाऊँगा? How shall I run away from this? I'm always thinking that. But in Vrindavan Yatra, it was totally opposite. I was thinking before also that this Yatra should not stop, and even after the Yatra got over, I was thinking that, yeah, okay, I'll have to wait one more year now. So thank you for everything, Prabhuji. This was my realization. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Jai Srila Gurudev ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Shri Braj Dham Yatra ki Jai. Thank you very much. I always felt, that one day we have completed, it was so much ecstasy there. Next day will be what? How can it be better than this? Next day is also extremely ecstatic and more. It's okay, now what will happen? We are already up there, we uplifted so much. Third day is even more, because previous day is all adding up. It's not that one day is better, day is better. No, it's all adding up. And more and more and more and more. You cannot express yourself. It's like we are floating in air, all of us. So very nice. Thank you very much for a wonderful association and knowledge and sharing. And Vinash Prabhu, Saraswati Mataji, very nice training all of you have given to them, all the devotees. That can be seen. As I've said, Srila Gurudev will be very pleased. All glories. Hare Krishna. Hopefully, Krishna willing, Next year, again, we'll have a camp around this time, and more devotees can join us. As I said, we'll have to have these categories of beginners, intermediate, and seniors. That you have to excuse me. I've realized it's very important. Yeah, wonderful. Hare Krishna. Yes, yes, Diva Prabhu, would you like to say your realizations? Could you join us towards the end? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Can I share my realization now? Thank you, Prabhuji, for letting me join the Vrindavan Yatra. Although I was not able to join the whole Yatra, I was like joined last 2 days. But the last 2 days were very, like you said, very heavy for me because the cumulative sum, all the days were adding up, and I have ended in the middle. And I was not able to meet Krishna Prabhu and Mataji. I was hoping to meet them. I have like, I can meet again next year. So the point of where I like joined the Vrindavan Yatra was the Yamuna Ghat. You all were coming back from the Yamuna Ghat, and I was waiting there. And after that, we had a lunch in the restaurant, and I got introduced to SOS food. And I was like, "What is this SOS food?" I asked Pradyum Prabhu secretly, "What is SOS?" He said, "Secret of success." I guess, what's the secret of success in food? Then I was like, it was very new to me. So he said, Prabhuji, tend to eat salt, oil, and sugar-free food. I was like, okay. I read about some health nutrition that sugar we should not eat that much. Salt also, salt and oil we should reduce. But SOS free, like he completely didn't eat that. They are needed for the health. Then in the dinner we had all those discussions. And after the lunch, we went to the room, and in the evening, we went to Shri Shri Radha Shyam Sundar temple. And in the temple, like we did Damodara Ashtakam and Deepdan. And after that, you took us for the parikrama and told us to chant intensely because of the presence of Acharya. There were 3 samadhis of Acharya in the backside of temple. And then you took us to the cave of Shri Shyamanand Prabhu. And like there was written, he chanted and meditated for 12 hours for the deities to appear from the heart of Sri Radharani. And like I could feel the sacrifice and the austerities of devotees because of them. What we could see now, because of the devotees, the Dham is there. And it was like very heavy for me. I was just observing and being around with other devotees and taking all the things. And after that, like the next, after that, we visited Shri Radharaman temple, and there was so much crowd. Like I could even took my like you were going with auto and I was on the bike. I could find a place to park the bike there. I used to park bike like almost 500 to 800 meters ago because there was after that there was not a place to even step a foot ahead. And then after going all the way and Mataji's like said, it's too much crowded and we should not go. So you said we should not go there because it's too much crowded. If you want, if Prabhujis want to go, you can go. You are free to go. But like I have no regrets that we didn't go and followed you. And the decision of not taking the darshan there. And the last, like the takeaway from all the yatra, like I didn't visited much temples there, but the discussion we had in the evening of, I guess, 26th evening in the room after you asked us, ki, what should we do in the evening? Should we visit a temple or should we sit and have a discussion? So Pradim Prabhu said we should sit and have a discussion. The discussion there was like very motivating and eye-opening for me. The points that we discussed there, that like I have a question, how to say confidently no? Because if I can say confidently no, people will push me, right? So you told how to say confidently no. If your boss wouldn't respect, your boss's boss would respect the opinion to stand out from the crowd, right? And the discussion we had about family, like one of the devotees asked the question, should we get attached to a family or no? Then you discussed all the things, and the punchline was there that I took with me was like the previous year Vrindavan's Yatra got cancelled, and like your friends were asking where did you visited, which dham you visited, and you said I visited Vrindavan Dham, Ayodhya Dham, Jagannath Puri Dham, and all the dham because I was at lotus feet of my mother. That was line was very like, moving for me. And the verse that we discussed, Save Pumsam Paro Dharma, how the devotional service should be. It should be Ahetuki Apratihata, unmotivated and uninterrupted. If our devotional service is like that, then we can go a long way. Otherwise, we get interrupted easily. Like there are many discussions for me to take from the room, and that will help me to go a long way. And apart from the spiritual learning, there was material learning also. Like you, every point you said how to become a better human being, how to become a better person, right? And we discuss about like Maharaj, how Maharaj used to live in Rajkot on the third or fourth floor. In the evening, the room used to boil, and a single fan without the top layer of it, the fan used to rotate, and the bed without legs, the bricks were used to support the bed, and they used to study there. And like all the devotees asked Maharaj, shall I get better arrangement? But he said, no, no, not needed. You just sit here and study. Study is more important. Then we discussed like the one thing that I remember in the lunchtime, the LG and the Godrej one. Like if you took something from LG, you can go. If it's not working, you can go to LG. If LG person said no, then you can visit to the Godrej person. We are always open to correct you, to guide you. But if you're following something, then you should definitely go to them first. Or if it's not working, or if you need correction, or if it's not helping you. The one thing that I like there. And the point that I like took from the Vrindavan Yatra was tolerance. Like how tolerant were you all the times towards the towards all the people in Vrindavan. Like you said कि the line was that कि ब्रिज के लोग कड़वा नहीं बोलते, कड़वे हम हैं, वो सीधा बोलते हैं. They are talking straight forward and we took them wrong because कड़वे हम हैं, ब्रिज के लोग सीधा बोलते हैं, वो कड़वा नहीं बोलते. So the point was there. And the thing that we visited Sri Mother Radha Madan Mohanji temple, and the like Srila Sanatan Goswami used to sit there and chant the holy name. And you told us how the temple was constructed, all the pastimes there. Merchant, like his ship came offshore, and he was not able to like think where should I go, what should I do. So a person in the village said, go there in the forest, a saint is there. So he visited Sanatan Goswami, and he promised Sanatan Goswami, if I successfully reach back with all the goods that I will sold, I will build a temple there. And that's how the temple was constructed. And we learned like to observe more, like why the walls of temple were so big. You said observe by learning. And the point I had, like, I visited Vrindavan many times because I was a native there earlier. But observation by association is more important because alone I can't observe the things, I can't see the things that I see with the devotees. So observation with association, my observation changed. And I got so many learning, so many like I was literally charged up for the devotional service. And I will take it with me. I will always and cherish these memories, and I will discuss more and more, so I can again next year visit the whole place with a lot of learning. Thank you, Prabhuji. Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you very much. Actually, you are the Dham Vasi, what will we teach you? We have to learn from you.
And Prabhuji, one more point that I will focus on was like we were discussing about Sanjeev Prabhu's project, and I said like we also have land in the Braj Dham. So you should not sell the land and learn from Sanjeev Prabhu and build a nice place, a milk giving cow, and the land is sufficient. That thing I will work upon.
Hare Krishna. Even if there is no milk giving cow, the cow is enough. People throw the cow. The secret, what he is doing is, it may take this year, it may take next year, it may take one more year. But I'll tell you one secret what he's doing. The secret is this, that he say his whole mood is this, that um, any cow which is straying in that area of Kurukshetra, you will go and you say, I'll take the cow, take care of the cow nicely. Give the facility, you take the cow. Now, generally people who got cows, when they stop giving milk, when they become diseased, they throw them away. They eat whatever garbage they eat, unfortunately. So those cows, he will bring them. His thinking is that he'll bring them and he will set up the nice gaushala for them, take care of them from his own money, he will pay. And once the cows are very nice, they will start giving milk if they want to. Otherwise, no problem. But there's one very important thing. This is one thing. Taking care of it is one thing. The second thing is more important. What is that? Is you must know that if the previous owner comes to say, this is my cow, okay, whatever it is, he wish, the Sri is not going to say, why did you throw the cow away? I want a cow back again. Because when they see cow is nicely, now no more disease, it's very nicely situated. So they want to take the cow back, So if they come and say, this is my cow, I want to take my cow back. So everybody says, okay, take the cow back. This is Gau Seva. Gau Seva is not about making money from the cow milk and feeding the cow and maintaining this. That is business. In my definition, that is business. That is the reason why we should have our independent income to support this activity. This is Gau Seva. Once you do that, then our acharyas will be very happy, dancing in ecstasy. This is how it is. So this is how we must learn. And this is the reason why sitting in Australia, he is doing things in Kurukshetra against all odds, so many difficulties he faces. Family, friends, this problem, that problem, money, this. He does the work that maintain. So whenever it is ready, we'll go. Either it will be next year or year after, or no problem. We'll go there. But this is very important to understand. Milk giving cow, yes. No milk giving cow, but better. And stray cows, people are abandoned, bring them very nicely, take care of them. Put your own money there. You're a software engineer, you earn a lot of money. You can always spare 3,000 rupees a month for one cow. No problem. Or similarly, if you have multiple cows, one person to take care of it. And you can give them chara and all those things. This is the best thing. And if the owner comes and says, this is my cow, I want the cow back, you don't fight. You say, yes, your cow? Okay, please take the cow. Thank you very much. And if they are very good, they will say, thank you very much for taking care of the cow. You say, no, thank you very much for allowing us the opportunity to take care of the cow. This is how we will change. This is how we change. This is devotional service. We cannot teach anybody. We have to practice it. And by our own actions, they will change. And your own money which you're spending on the cow is best. Spiritual and materially, you'll get enough. More than what you will count, you will get. So very nice. All the best to you. Everyone who has got small land, you must do this. Cultivate cow protection. Very good. Make a small center. If we can come, we'll do a kirtan, we'll go. Give all the blessings. And Vaishnavas can have nice food, prasadam. That's best. Life is finished. In the meantime, you do your software engineering, going back, going to America, going to USA, fighting politics, this with your wife, marriage, no marriage, divorce, all these things continuing. This is more important. There's byproducts. This should not stop. The other thing will stop. They will purify that also. As per our karma, that will come and that will go. Happiness and distress will come and go. Wife loves you, wife doesn't love you, my girlfriend, my boyfriend, my cat, my dog, my this, my that, all this will happen. This is for me. Next life, you don't want to come back. Full stop. There, Krishna said, this is a very nice boy. He took care of my cows there because his own money. You take care of my cows. Imagine he says this. Jai, and we will join you there. Hey, Deepak Prabhu is gone to Golok Vrindavan. Hello. And if you remember us, Krishna remember us also. Ha, you rascal. He is remembering you, Deepak. So then you should also come. Okay, na? This is how you can. And all 21 generations before, 21 generations after, your past life generations before, after, all will be liberated. So powerful this is. Okay. Jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srila Devotees. Wonderful. All the best to you. All the best. Yes, who would like to go next? Please, please. Please, please, please.
Hare Krishna also. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you, Vraja Mataji. Thank you, Krishna Sarpan Prabhu, for giving me this opportunity to share my realization on this Dham Yatra. And I'm very grateful for Avinash Prabhuji and Saraswati Mataji for teaching us to accompany Amrish Prabhuji and Purna Praja Mataji and Krishna Sarpan Prabhuji with the right move. And thank you all the devotees for sharing nice realization, and thank you for the association with Dham Yatra. All the places Pradyumna Prabhu, Devanshu Mataji and Deepak Prabhu has mentioned, I don't have any favorite places, but all the places there we visited was exalted. And it's very difficult to share realization for one of them, because it's very difficult to share in some words. So, but I'm very much grateful to Avinash Prabhuji and Mataji, Saraswati Mataji, for allowing us to accompany Prabhuji and Mataji in Vrajdham Yatra, because it was very difficult for us since on 20th October, our grandmother Pradyumna and my grandmother, she was not well. She was not doing well, and my father said, if it's fine for you, you can cancel your plans as well. If it's so, we were not sure that we'll go for the yatra or not, and we both were chanting and we were discussing. Hopefully, she'll get well. And she was saying in the hospital also, you'll be going, because Krishna, I will chant more. And she chanted. She was not doing well, but she was chanting continuously. And I and Pradyum, we both were chanting. We don't know how many rounds, but we were chanting only the whole day. We both were sitting and we were chanting. And then when we went to the yatra, and when we stood into the train also, my father was like, still we are not believing that you guys are going, because still the last day we are not sure that we'll go or not. But then when we went, we sat into the train and we were going, and Pradyum was like, I'm still not believing कि हम लोग जा रहे हैं. And I was like, yes, we are going and we'll go and experience. And there also, her health was not well, but she was like, did Amrish Prabhuji and Mataji and Krishna Sarpan, they ate my laddus or not? So, and after every dinner, we used to, Amrish Prabhuji used to ask us, please take your laddus and chuda with you so that we can have, after dinner, we'll eat it. So it was a different experience to all of us. And I didn't met Divyanshi met Mataji before, and it was so much nice. When she came first, I was like, I was thinking in my mind, I will not be able to adjust it because she's new to us. We all know to each other, but we don't know Divyanshi Mataji. But she was so nice, and she was she was always taking my hands and everywhere. I was very scared of monkeys, so she was always there and helping me to get out of the roads and everywhere. And I was asking Shuchi Mataji, mera haath to pakad lo, but she was like, Diyansh Mataji is there to take care of me. So she was always there for me. So we all had a very, very nice experience, and every day I'm relishing it. And whatever experience we were sharing yesterday, we had a Govardhan Puja at my place, and all the devotees, since 1 p.m. till 5 p.m., we all were discussing about the Yatra, and every time Pradyum Prabhu used to share some time, and we were like, we did this, we did that, and all were so exalted. Like, it was all transcendental. Everything was transcendental yesterday also. So we were experiencing all small things and everything. And Rahul Prabhu, he was going to Bangalore, but he sat there and he was rushing for his train, but he was like, I'll be missing out some of the points. So we'll discuss later when we'll come back. So all the things, every day, every time we came from the Yatra, we all are experiencing it. And my family members are also experiencing the Guru Maharaj mercy and Srila Prabhupada's mercy. So everything was all transferred. Still now, I don't think that we have left the Vraj Yatra there. Still, we are experiencing every day. The whole journey was, it was all a different experience. So I have two places from Vraj Yatra which was so mesmerizing for me. Like, one was the first one was Kalia Daman, and the second one was Nidhivan. In Kalia Devi, we all went there. And the first evening we went there, and it was like we did kirtan over there, and Amrish Prabhuji provided us the significance of that place. And in the beginning, I thought this place was only having trees and nothing. And then when we went there, the importance of that place, it was all transcendental. And Amrish Prabhuji told us that Krishna stood into that tree, and he killed the demon Kalia. And it was all, I was thinking about it, and Mataji told us that this was a tree and you can also hug that tree. And I hugged that tree, and I was like, it was all a different experience. We did parikramas over there, and we did kirtan, and there was no one at that place. I was thinking all the people are roaming, and if they all are there, I'm not there to judge them, but everyone was there in the Vraj Dham, but no one is there. How can this be? And then I realized that every time Amrish Prabhuji say that we are not sheep, we are lion. And there I remembered, this is the mood of Hare Krishna weekend, that we are not where we are sitting there and we are doing the kirtan quietly, and all the public are there in the Vraj Dham. They are also having so many darshan, but we are actually realizing that how can we improve our bhakti by sitting there and doing the kirtan. And the second day the third day we went to Nidhi Dham, and it was a very sacred place. But for that place, our family members have told us so many mystic tales, and they were saying that you don't go alone, be with Prabhuji, and every time be with them. There are so many things over there, so you'll not be able to understand it. But when we went there, and as Pradyum Prabhu said, that we sat down to a very some comfort place were there, and there we sat down, we chanted nicely, and Panditji he gave us and there was one point which I think we all had a goosebumps. There Panditji asked us, to whom do you want to offer this, and you want to pray for. And then Amrish Prabhuji suddenly said, His Holiness Mahavishnu Goswami, and we all had everyone was praying for their they were saying their family members' names, and suddenly Amrish Prabhuji said, His Holiness Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj. And then Panditji used to give only 2-3 bangles or mehndi or tiki, but then he gave so many things, and he said, shared amongst all of you. And then we had and Suchi Mataji and I was like, then we were discussing how important this bangle is, because we used to had so many sweets, and every time our family members used to go there and bring so many things from Rajdam or Mathura, but we didn't had this importance. But when we had that bangle in our hand, we had a very, very nice and very relishing experience. So it was all nice when we had that bangle with us. Then this is how Amrish Prabhuji told us that they will understand, the Vrajvasis, everyone will understand the sincerity of us when we sat down and we did the chanting over there. They realized that these people are sincere devotees, and they are chanting over there, and they're sincere. So this is, we understood the mood of over there. And then the second, then when we it's not only the yatra about me, the yatras, the places when we went there, but it was also about when we had a discussion with Avinash, Purna Praja Mataji and Amrish Prabhuji. One discussion I remember with Purna Praja Mataji was, she was saying that you should not gossip, because if you gossip, just forget about going back to Godhead. And I was like, I am gossiping many things, like I am just gossiping about my friends and everything, but now I should stop it, or I should forget it about going back to Godhead. And this point just hit me. And then we had so many discussion with Amrish Prabhuji on the last day, and we had that one when we were discussing with the devotees yesterday, it was room number 229, because it was on room number 229, and we had a very intense discussions with Amrish Prabhuji, and everyone was like, please tell us what all discussion you had with Amrish Prabhuji. And the first, the point was like, he discussed, and I was asking about questions about family attachment, and he answered all my questions to it. I asked him question like, I have very much attached to my family members, so should we be attached to them, or is it like I'm loving myself and loving myself more than my family members? And he answered it so well, and he said, if and then he gave the example which Abdeepak Prabhu also shared, that when he went to New Zealand, and his friends asked him, did you went to where did you went in India? And he said that I went to Vrindavan, Mathura, Jagannath Puri, because he was in the lotus feet of his mother. So it was all, each and every point has hit all of us. And we also discussed about Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 2, Verse 6, where the bhakti should be uninterrupted and unmotivated. And there was also one point he said, whenever you want to write your designation, or whatever designation you are in, you should write nobody in the brackets. It will remember you that you are nobody. And all the points, like and we were discussing yesterday with, and Varun Prabhu said, I have 5 pages. I've written 5 pages in my book for your question, Mataji. And I was like, this was so intense, like I cannot even express those things today, Prabhuji. And every single point, starting from traveling to meals, and during our time at Barsana, where I was like, I was very reluctant to go there. And as Pradyum Prabhu mentioned, that I found that strength to navigate that path because of the crowd, and for the darshan, because of the crowd, I was very reluctant, and I was like, I don't want to go there. But because of the strength of Amrish Prabhuji and Mataji, I was like, go. And I just want to thank Amrish Prabhuji, Mataji, and Krishna Sarpan Prabhu for all this support and the shelter they have provided to us. And for me, the one thought in whole journey was affection. And every time I was very I was feeling very affectionate that from starting from first day till end of the journey, everyone, not a single point I have seen that no one was affectionate. Everyone was like, Srishti, are you okay? Are you okay? And Mataji, are you fine? It was all nice. So all, thank you so much, Nashoji and Saraswati Mataji for allowing us to go to Yatra, because we couldn't have experienced this affection and valuable time with Amrishji and Mataji. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Mother, for your heartfelt experience and appreciation. Srila Gurudev ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Dham Yatra ki jai. So it is exclusively the efforts of Saraswati Mataji and Avinash Krishna Prabhu, who all made you into nice devotees, and worked so hard that you have made such nice progress. You would have understand these things. So that remains. The first point is always them. Will always them, always remain there. So very nice. But also, I wanted to share that even at that, your grandmother was so sick, she was hospitalized. Still, she made ladus, for us and for me. And I had very nicely relished ladus. And although I'd given up eating sugar, there was no problem. But every day we had ladus. And your mother cooked nice the chivda, So generally, I do not have all this. I've given up now. But still, there's no blame. I'm just an artificial renouncer. Religiously, I enjoyed it so much. Please convert them once again for humble obeisances, and thanks from a deep of our heart. And I really, really, really we enjoy and relish it very much. Thank you so very much once again to you and to them. Hare Krishna. Also, in saying thank you, I also wanted to show my gratitude to Deepak Prabhu and to Varun Prabhu for very early morning getting up and going to Mathura Puri and getting us nice sweets, the pedas, So from the special place, special halwai there, which I'm relished even today with my friends and family. They're enjoying it. So thank you very much when you did all those things before we could meet in the morning. Hare Krishna. Thank you for your services. Hare. Yes, please let more come. Would like to say.
Hare Krishna, very good. Sorry to interrupt you. I was not in Vrindavan, but I thought I must share my thoughts. Yes, Prabhu, credit goes to me, no doubt about it. But more credit goes to, in fact, all the credit goes to your entire family for creating that platform. So I'm using that platform. Okay, in the cloud system, we made a platform. Okay, and the other thing is that I've spoken to many devotees. The only 4 or 5 stand out who could actually come to Vrindavan. So its credit goes to them and to their families. And when I was in Nagpur, they were feeding me like anything. So I gained a lot of weight there. You said, no, I've gained weight. So the laddus, the chivdas, and they all are good cook, bro. So make life so that whenever you go to India or whenever we go to India, food is not a problem. So its credit goes to you and Maharaj and Srila Prabhupada. I'm just in the middle, and yeah, qualitatively I'm so poor. So that's why I wanted them to connect to you so that they get the real feel of it, and I'm experiencing it, Prabhu. So thank you, I'll share my thoughts probably later also. Thank you.
Jai Jai, Hare Krishna. Krishna knows. Guru Maharaj knows. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Yes. Who would like to go next? Please. Any more? More.
Hare Krishna Guruji. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to share my realization. Before that, I would really want to say a lot of thank you to you, Purna Pragna Mataji, Krishna Samanpur, Krishna Prabhuji, for taking out time for all of us and coming to Dham, for giving us your valuable time, experiences, and the learnings and teachings. Thank you to Avinash Krishna Prabhuji and Sarvasiddhi Mataji for always guiding us throughout. They were not there in the Dham, but they were there in the Dham with their Vani, with their learnings and with their teachings. So thank you all. Thank you to them. And thank you to all the devotees who were there with me. They were all giving me so much of learning, so much of teaching with their behavior, with their attitudes, and the way they used to observe things and tell me their realization. At the backstage, we used to have those discussions each day, what we had, what we learned. And we all used to brainstorm. And in that brainstorming session, I used to learn so much from each and every one of them. Right from Pradyumna Prabhu sharing his realization with Krishna Prabhu. He also said that the time was also sweet. He said one thing that stuck to me, that he said, when I was waiting for the time to come to Vrajdham, the time was also very sweet. That waiting time was also very sweet and mellow. So I'll remember that the waiting time is also very sweet to meet devotees and to get association. Divyanshi Mataji shared room with me, and she was like an elder sister to me. She took care of like a friend, a elder sister. At every step of Vrajdham, she was there with me and Srushti Mataji. Srushti Mataji really my sister, so she always took care of me, and she dedicated a lot of love and compassion always to me. She's always like that. And Varun Prabhu, Deepak Prabhu, they took so much of effort to get the sweets for all of us, and they were very nice and beautiful association I had with devotees. And I mean, when I was thinking about realization, giving realization about Vrajdham, it is so, I mean, I cannot, and I've shared this to Amrish Prabhuji also in the Yatra also, that it is very difficult to give realization about Dham, because and of course with the association of him being there and Mataji and Prabhuji, it is so difficult because every moment is in itself a realization. It's in itself a big topic to cover. So there are a lot of things, and I'm so happy because previous to it, I was just planning to come for 2 days to the Yatra, but somehow or the other, I just don't know how it arranged, how it actually manifested, that I was coming for only 25th and 26th, but I don't know how it happened, and I just came for the entire trip from 22nd to 27th. So, and I still feel that decision and that mercy that was showered on me was the best thing that happened, that I could stay for a long time with all the devotee for their association. There were so many things, but just to cut it down and share what was very profound, and still I feel the presence of the places. There were 2 places I would like to share. One was Radha Kund, and Radha Kund, for not for me, for every devotee, I feel is special. It's the special place, because I still remember it was very crowdy and there was scorching sun. But we could, as all devotees also mentioned, we could find a place to sit, do the chanting and kirtan. I still remember I shifted the place because I was praying because there was so much of sun, and I was praying that I could sit down and at least feel the kirtan, and at least I could not feel that because I was in the sun, I was not able to concentrate on kirtan. I was concentrating and people coming and pushing, and I was not very comfortable there. I was just, and somehow the place just beside Amrish Prabhu, the place got vacant, and I could sit down. And for 5 minutes, I still remember my eyes were closed and I was not even thinking about the sun, the diya which was there, and it could nearly could fire my clothes, but at that point I just saw it. But I was completely, I was not even, I could not even understand where I was sitting. I was totally there with the kirtan, and it was very special for me. And then after that, we had a brief discussion, me, Divyanshi Mataji and Srushti Mataji, we had a brief discussion with Purna Pragna Mataji, and she said that no fortune, no good fortune, no good deeds can could make this arrangement for all of us to come in the appearance day of Radha Kund at Radha Kund. So this is such a special time, and we all three of us saw each other, and we were like, what was happening? It was nothing but mercy. It was nothing but, actually, it was so special for all of us. And the second place where I felt that I was just conscious of the moment, and I was there, was the Shri Shri Radha Madan Mohanji temple just beside the Bhajan Kute. I still remember it was morning time, and we sat under the neem tree, a short neem tree it was, and we all were sitting and chanting. And I remember that chanting, I never felt that kind of chanting when I was, and I still when I'm chanting, as Amrish Prabhu also said, this Braj Yatra realization you can reproduce. You can always go back and just think that you're sitting in that place and chanting. It's sitting there and doing your kirtan. So whenever I also chant, I feel that I'm sitting beneath the shade of the neem tree and chanting. And that was very different. Like the experience, the chanting that I experienced there was very different. I still remember one person was washing the clothes, and he splashed some water on me also. But I could not even, and he said, "Sorry, Mataji." And I said, "No problem." And I continued my chanting. I still remember, because I could not even understand that what is the magic of the place. But there was some kind of magic in the place. There was some kind of feeling that I still hold in my heart. Apart from that, the discussion that we had at the when the trip was getting over, the day before, 27th, 26th evening, with Amrish Prabhu, it was very nice decision by Pradyumna Prabhu that we all sat together and we had a one-on-one discussion, because I felt that every Sunday we meet, but having a one-on-one discussion was a very different experience. It was like, it was as if that I can just share anything, and we had a very, like, it was very intense for all of us, and I could not stop. But when I was discussing that my grandmother, we left her body like 2 months ago, and it was Janmashtami, and we were discussing that, I could not stop, but I got emotional. And each and every one of us in the trip towards the end got emotional. And when Divyanshi Mataji was leaving, and Prabhuji said that this is the time we can see off Mataji when we were there at the reception area. He said that, and we all started crying. We all, and completely, each and everyone felt the kind of intensity, that kind of emotional connect throughout the trip. It was so much, and I cannot share each and every, because each and every thing is a realization in itself. But I can say thank you to all, and it is the one word which summarizes the trip was gratitude and purity for me. Gratitude for all the experience that I have, and purity is because there are my family also visit Dham, like they have also visited Dham twice, thrice, and I have also visited with them. but the kind of perception that is changed, the kind of vision now I see that I will have for the Dham, and that kind of realization with each and every spot we have was very different from the way we used to visit Dham. The way the kind of perception at looking at things like prasadam also, we treat prasadam with so much of gratitude, and we have that importance of each and every thing we have received, like the bangle that I have received in Nidhivan is having such a significance in my life now. So the vision and the perception of looking at Dham is totally changed now. So there are a lot of things I want to share, but I cannot share in 10 minutes, in 1 hour. It will have like a day-long realization it is. But I feel so much of gratitude for each and every one of each and every devotee, and Amrish Prabhu, Avinash Prabhuji, Mataji's. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for letting me come there. And Prabhuji, thank you for giving me SOS. Thank you. Because I still remember I used to sit in front of you. So whenever it was dinner time or lunch time, somehow it happened. And I remember that you, one time I just sprinkled some salt in my food, and you said, Mataji, did you check the food before eating? And I said that, yes, Prabhuji, and I felt so happy that I could taste. If I would have not have tasted that, then I felt that that was very nice that I and you also gave a brief about why we should check the thing first and then add something. You gave a little excerpt or some kind of anecdote, some story about 2 employees not getting selected. And so, as Pradyum Prabhu said, the dinner time and lunch time was also very precious for all of us, not even just visiting the temples, but visiting restaurants also were kind of a kind of realization altogether, kind of learnings. So thank you for that. And Mataji, a special thank you to Mataji also, because she also draped sari so nicely. I've never, like, each Srushti Mataji, Divyansh Mataji would agree that we were so sorted that we all of us said that Mataji, we can play football with sari now. So thank you to Mataji also. And Krishna Prabhu was so tolerant and humble throughout the trip. I still remember that when Pradyumna was reciting verses, Prabhuji knew every verse, each and every verse that Pradyumna was reciting. But Prabhuji appreciated Pradyumna Prabhu as if that it was so new and I could see that Prabhuji, you also knew the same thing. But he was so humble and so kind to all of us. We had little and brief discussions with Krishna Prabhu, but he was very, very by observation, I could see that he's wonderful devotee, and really there are a lot of things to learn. So this trip was full of learning. This was education for me. This trip was not a yatra, but an education that I feel that I can keep with me, and I can those moments I can reproduce, as you say, and I can still hold on those education as we go for education and training purpose. So that was my spiritual training, I feel. So thank you, Prabhuji, for your valuable time and efforts and energy. Thank you. And thank you to Mataji, Sarvasiddhi Mataji, and Krishna, Avinash Prabhuji for encouraging us. They were always there at every point and every step. They are always available and there. So this is extraordinary. This is extraordinary. When I asked the question about preaching, I still remember at the discussion, sorry, I'm taking one more time, one more minute. I still remember when I asked, is preaching important? So you said, yeah, and then and you said that what are all included in preaching? that cooking is also preaching, helping a person in preaching is also preaching. So we discussed that, but you said one thing: don't become complacent of one activity that you like. You should do everything. And I was contemplating and I was thinking, I still was not convinced, Prabhuji, very honestly. I contemplated afterwards. I said, why if I like cooking, if I like this, I will do that only. Why it's like, why I should not be? And then at, at the night, I have a habit of walking and contemplating. So I was walking and thinking that, no, I mean, Avinash Prabhuji, Saraswati Mataji, you, and all the devotees give their effort, energy, time to preach us, to tell the importance of our disciplic succession, our Vedic literature, our old dharovar, as you say. So why should I not? I mean, if time comes and if that opportunity comes, I should not be complacent to any activities, whether it is preaching, whether it is cooking, whether it is cleaning. It is like every activity in itself is complete and absolute. So if they are giving me so much in return, what I am giving, it should not be like that. So I contemplated and I then convinced myself now, yes, that was the right discussion. So thank you for each and everything, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much to you and to all the devotees for tolerating us and training us. We also learned so many things. It's not one big process that we are teaching. We are nobody to teach. I'm nobody. I'm Mr. Nobody. So wonderful. Thank you very much. And the chanting place is under the neem tree is the Sanatan Goswami Maharaj Bhajan place. It's a very special place for many devotees and for me also. That's why we sat down and said, no, sit down and chant here quietly. We should do that. And very nice. All of you appreciated it also. I felt very nice about it. And Sanatan Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada, Mr. Rupa Goswami Prabhupada, was so happy to see new devotees coming, taking care, and joining the movement, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movement, and taking up different efforts, not just doing those services which they want to do, doing all others which they want to do. Because change is permanent. And only when we, there's a saying, let me just think about the saying properly. Okay? A reasonable person changes according to surroundings. An unreasonable person changes surroundings according to himself. Progress always happens because of the unreasonable person. Think about it. I'll repeat this again. A reasonable person who's reasonable changes according to surroundings. An unreasonable person changes surroundings according to himself. Progress always happens with unreasonable person because of unreasonable person, not because of reasonable person. Because nothing would change. Now, as devotees, we fit in very nicely as a reasonable person also, and unreasonable person. But in progress in bhakti, there's a good chance that we may be attached to our service. So it's always good to do things which we do not like to do, which needed to be done because of our love for Krishna and our Guru and the Sampradaya. That is how the progress will happen. And Sampradaya can move. I just thought of that point. Many years ago, I used to say this. I think our devotees may remember older devotees. I used to say this quite a bit. It has helped me. So very nice. All of you have are very nice devotees, very inspiring devotees. We also learned so many things, they're inspired. So thank you very much for your kind association. Hare Krishna. Yes, now who's Varun Prabhu is remaining.
Prabhuji, can I just share one thing?
Yeah, please, please, please.
Just I remember with this this kind of that kind of phrase that you have given to us, reasonable one. I just remember the Nandgaon experience where we didn't took the darshan just because we were not in favor to disturb Krishna when he was having bhoga, and we said that we're not going to give money and bribe the panda and then to take darshan. And then you said, I came to the land of Krishna in the home of Nanda Maharaj, and I'll not take the and if Krishna wants to give darshan, he'll going to give darshan to us. And just at that moment we decided, okay, let's go. And ekdam se there was sound of devotee that the darshan the darshan happened, and the pat got opened, and we just able to see Krishna for a slight moment of time. And you said, "Dekha, मैं आया तो दर्शन ऐसे सोचा तो हो गया." You said that, and then towards the end you were saying that, and we were all giving our one word, and you said, "My one word is Divana." And then you said, "Why Divana?" And because you said that Krishna will not remember the name, but if you are mad for Krishna, you're Divana for Krishna, so कहना कि मेरा नाम Divana. So that's why you give the realization of Divana. So thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Srila Gurudev ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. You are the Sikh bhaktas. Yes, Hare Krishna. Thank you. Who would like to go next? Varunji, you are the last one. Is there anybody else? They can always add, no problem. Hare Krishna. Please feel free.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. So, thank you, Prabhuji, for taking us to the holy land of Vrindavan. So, and thank you, Mataji and Krishna Prabhu also. They have guided me. I didn't have got a chance, a lot of chance to getting interacted with Mataji, but with Krishna Prabhu, I had a little bit of time, and I understood that that one thing, that we don't speak by words but by actions. So that one thing I was able to see practically from you, and even when Avinash Prabhuji was here in India, and all the devotees, that we don't speak by words by action. So that one thing that I was able to learn from the whole Vrindavan Yatra. So Prabhuji, sorry for being very, very late. Even in the start of I was like, I remember the Vrindavan Yatra got started on 22nd, if I'm not wrong, 21st to 22nd, but I arrived on 24th. And that was also not being structurally planned, because I just came at 8 a.m. in the morning, and was rushing to Mathura because I was not getting quick hotel there. So then coming to Govardhan, then coming back to Mathura, and then suddenly Pradyumna Prabhu's phone like came, and he said like Prabhuji wants you here. And that one word was very empowering, that Prabhuji is not expecting me here. Prabhuji is not suggesting me to come. Prabhuji wants me here. That one word was very was like taken away every distress and everything that I was going throughout the journey, from Mumbai, because I remember to reach at 8 a.m. I had to get the train of 5 p.m. I had to leave my house at 2 p.m. So I was like working on the train for my office and everything. That one word was like my mind changing. I just took my bag, that sling bag that I have. I put some things, and that one word of Prabhuji wants me. So I just like took the random bus. I just asked people that, okay, Vrindavan mein kahan chodoge bhai? They told me that we will like drop you there. I said, "Bhai, kahin pe bhi chodo, bas Lohi Bazaar ke paas chhod dena. Prabhuji wants me there." So that I luckily got the bus and just got there. I although missed a lot of things from Nandgaon to Barsana. It was very, it is very, I would say, nectarian to hear about the realization of devotees which were present there. I was unfortunately being joined because of some office work. I remember when I just arrived in front of you. Before that, I was in that mood. So I remember I have just shared this thing to other devotees yesterday as well. That when I came to Radha Kund, I was searching for you guys, and then just when I was just removing my sandals, I asked one of the policemen in Marathi. I was in that mood of Mumbai. I was just carrying that load. Okay, work, 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 work. So I just asked him, ki, where should I just, ki, याला कुठे उतरायचं आहे? So I just asked them, and I was in that mood. And when I just saw you, that things got completely changed. Everybody was doing kirtan, and the mood was very different. I used to chant regularly for like last couple of weeks, but that mood of chanting, that flow of chanting that was there in Radhakund, I haven't experienced throughout my life. I would say that I was not. I was just chanting, and I was just changing the beats. That counter was. I was just like in seconds. I was just changing the counter. I was in that mood. That flow state was there. So the Radhakund experience was very different. Although I visited Radhakund multiple times before that, but this experience was very different. I don't know, it's the Maharaj mercy or Prabhupada's mercy and your association that was there, but it was very different. Prabhuji, just like a couple of points I have for so because of my my undisciplined manner, or I would say, what all things were there, you have given me a lot of. You were being very merciful and you were being pointing out. So I know a lot of people just in I sit with in my material life. They don't point you out in front of your face. They will backfire you in some ways. They will not teach you. And I've seen this in professional life that nobody teaches you. They just criticize you most of the time. I was doing a lot of very childish mistakes. I remember taking from somebody else's plate was also one of the thing. The keeping bags here and there. That is my childish behavior. You have pointed them out very straightforward in a very subtle manner that it it just imbibed in my mind. Nowadays, I like if I'm putting my bag, I rethink about, okay, should I put it here or not? I should ask the people, okay, can I just do this or not? So these are very small things that I learned in the Vrindavan Yatra. So I don't know if I'm able to get all of the things from devotional side, but very simple and very subtle things, very basic thing. I've given also this one word that devotional service is very. We should be very simple and very basic. That I have learned throughout this journey. That I should focus on very simple things, discipline, taking very simple actions and all. So that thing I learned, Prabhuji. I remember the one specific place that will be always going to be stuck in my mind whenever I remember this yatra is Sri Radha Shyam Sundarji Mandir. That temple, that 4 parikramas that we have done, those were like very different from whatever I have done throughout my life. Like the chanting was different, that intense chanting, that parikrama. I have done parikramas, but this is something which I have seen like which is very different. We were chanting, we were all together in one line. I was able to see a lot of devotees. They were like bowing down, we are bowing down, we are doing the chanting. And Shri Radha Shyam Sundarji's like darshan was very good. And I remember that darshan name was very unique in itself. We asked what does kind of, you have asked that which darshan is this, what is the Shringar? And they said this is Bajikar Shringar, a person who shows the talent and entertains people. So Krishna was having that Bajigar ka Shringar. So that was very mesmerizing. And that one kutir that was there, Bhajan kutir of Shri Shamanand Prabhu, if I remember correctly, that was inside. It was like a bunker that usually we see in the European countries during the World War. It was that deep inside the ground. Only 2-3 people were able to sit there and breathe properly. So that one place, I remember, Prabhuji, that you have said, and I've that if you want to like people who want to progress in bhakti, they go for a corner. They do it away from the society because you cannot do it very properly in material sitting with material people. So these devotees were going down. Now I remember it is written there that Shaman Prabhu had done 12 years of bhajan there, and then Krishna appeared from the lotus heart of Srimati Radharani. So that one line, I remember Shushi Mataji and me both were reading that thing. So it was very nectarian to just read that thing. So that was a very, very, very different experience. Throughout, I would say this is the best experience of darshan that I had in Vrindavan. Also, Prabhuji, just last thing, we had Madan Mohanji's darshan. Everything was very, very, very nice. We had chanting there. You have told us the story in Govind Devji temple as well. But the best discussion that we had, one-on-one discussion, was room number 229, where me and Pradyumna Prabhu were staying. We had so practical, so uh, usual, professional, the questions that we can use in our daily professional, material, family, whatever life we can say. The words that I have written, like as Mataji mentioned earlier, Srishti Mataji, that I have written 5 pages there for that one question only that she asked, that should we be attached to a family or not. And I remember the one line that struck me is, we should we should be we should be we should take charge of all the people who are dependent upon me. We should love them. And love is different than attachment. We should love them. We should take care of them. We should give them reassurance that I am there. So after coming back from there, I am here in my native place at my home, and I can see when I just now the things are pretty changed. Now I'm very thinking about family life because I used to be in Mumbai from last 2 years, and this is the most beautiful time that I've spent with my family. So that one line has changed that perspective, that family lives. You have also shared that verse 1.2.6, where you have focusing upon 2 different points: uninterrupted and unmotivated. That 2 words, and in unmotivated, you have shared this word consistency, where you said that I'm being consistent from the last couple of last 15-20 years. So I remember one thing that I've asked you, that I've read it somewhere, that reading a book and meeting a person can give you exponential results. And you have corrected me that sentence, that but you require consistency. And that one word is missing in my that line of philosophy, that okay, one book and one person can change you, but you have to be very consistent and very eager to learn from them. So that consistency was getting, that dots were connecting from that line and this unmotivated word that you have discussed. So that thing, and Prabhuji, that one question, I remember that Tesham Satata Yuktanam Bhajatam Preeti Purvakam, and I asked you that how can I get that Preeti while chanting, and you shared, and you just explained us all of this, that this is the goal. This is not a question. This is the goal. Preeti, we all are here to find the Preeti. Why are we not getting Preeti? And you have given me very simple and very very useful examples. I remember you used to give the explanation, and you asked us, "आपको समझा?" And I used to just bow down, yes, yes, Prabhu समझा, नहीं आपको नहीं समझा. And then you used to give us very simple and very useful examples. Like I remember that washing machine or refrigerator example. So these kind of examples that you have given, that are still in my mind. I'm whenever I do some activities, I remember those words. So thank you, Prabhuji, for giving us uh, these realizations and these answers that I personally was looking for. So thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you, Avinash Prabhuji. Thank you, Mataji, and thank you, Krishna Prabhu, for giving me this platform and allowing me to go to Vrindavan Dham. I'm not that capable to visit Dham. To be very honest, I will do if I had not been there in this yatra. I would have next time when I was next time I would have been there. I have done a lot of aparadh. And I was when you have gone when you left for Delhi, I was just roaming around for some remaining tasks in Vrindavan, just shopping for my mother and all. So I was able to observe people, and I understood that what all things that you have taught, like not defaming or not talking against the Brijvasis and not going against them. I was able to see a lot of devotees were just shouting for the Brijvasis, and there was a lot of fighting going on in Vrindavan. I just thought, okay, so these are the things that we should not do at least. So if I would have not been in this yatra, I would have been that same guy who's fighting there. So that one thing that I've learned, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji, for taking us throughout the journey and protecting us from a lot of people's lot of things. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you very much for your wonderful realization. Actually, the truth of the matter is this, that if there is even one right thing that happened, and all the right things that happened in the Dham and in my life is 100% and exclusively by the extreme conscious mercy of Guru Maharaj. And everything wrong is because of me. And I can see there were so many wrongs because of me. You know? Everything good that happened is only by the exclusive mercy. Remember, I was chastised, don't put my chappal here, remove the chappal there, and don't sing in the temple, get out of the temple, I was no problem. This is Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj. This is the point to understand. We are very fragile, very inconsistent, but this is how the teachings of the acharyas, the Guru, they teach you. We do not say, no, we are not chanting anything else, we are in English prayers. No. We are okay, no problem. We went out and did nice kirtan. They only afterward called us. We do parikrama like this. They were saying that. Because they also understood, no, we have misunderstood it. Or other things also. So no problem. I make a lot of mistakes, I make a lot of aparadhs. We try to circumvent it. So it's very nice. All of you have helped us so much in our devotional service. Each and every one of you have tolerated us, and the teachings and guidance and training of Avinash Prabhu and Saraswati Mataji have made into nice devotees that is engaging us. So overall, we are very satisfied. That is the reason why I could very quietly say that I left my heart somewhere. And Vrindavan, as we discussed, if you remember, we discussed in one of the classes which I had given, we are there from Bhagavatam, that Dham and Krishna are non-different, they are the same. So we all have got some part of Krishna in our heart. And he's so infinite, so beautiful, that the mercy of Radharani, it's only Krishna will not come unless the mercy of Radharani. It is only by the mercy of Radharani somewhere that and mercy of Radharani will come by when all the acharyas are satisfied. And you can feel the acharyas are satisfied. All very nice. Everybody satisfied. Even when we take some harsh decisions, about somebody coming and talking to us and he moved away, and he was offended. I said, what is the difficulty? No. I think we matched up. He also understood why we're doing things. So no problem. The main thing is this. And that is where our uninterrupted. We may be big kings in our own businesses, in our own homes. We won't tolerate people chastising us and all. That's one thing. We should be. Nobody should come and unnecessarily disturb us. At the same time, for our own sake, We don't keep things in our heart, you know, like a flow. Yamuna Maya. So nice. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Now I see we still have got a half an hour. Would anyone else like to, and any one of you like to say anything more? Would you like to say? One thing I would like to say before this, that, yes, one second, that how fortunate is Sheetal Prabhu, Navrata Mataji, and Navina, how much devotional service that they have performed. That Sheetal Prabhu's mother, when she passed away on this most auspicious day of Sri Radha Kunda's appearance. And when did we get the news? We got the news when we were there. So just imagine this. It is not ordinary. It is extraordinary. Yes, mercy of Guru Maharaj are always like this. I've always felt it, that Krishna always is very careful with about Maharaj. And anyone who's dependent upon Maharaj, Maharaj's servants. You know? And this is a prime example of this. That how we finished the chanting, our kirtan. That's when we got the news. That's when we stood there very nicely. We chanted, prayed for Prabhu's mother and for all the family members. And before that, I prayed for him, for everybody as well. You know, when we were sitting there doing the kirtans, you know, everyone's satisfaction, we prayed for him. They all were satisfied. And what we want is just that, let us not ask anything. Let us do some service. That is our own personal prayer. And we are not capable of doing any service. So somehow, if Maharaj allows us to Radharani, then it will happen. And that place is a place filled with demigods and the sages. You will never recognize them. The sage may come in the form of wearing jeans and t-shirt also. How do you know? How do we know? So when we said no, sorry, many of them came, you know, to say, I'll do this, I'll do that. I said, no, thank you very much. I still am confused and I'm puzzled whether I did something wrong, who that personality is. When I said, no, thank you very much, we are okay. Okay. Although we folded hands, we did not chastise. I chastised somebody who was coming in the photo frame, you know. I said, you're disturbing our frame, you know. He said, why? I said, no, please, go from there. Okay, then leave there. I took the photograph with the frame of him, you know. So we have to be a little careful, which I'm not. I commit a lot of mistakes, a lot of aparadhs. And I hope somehow the Srila Gurudev would bless me and forgive the offenses. And Radharani especially, she knows that we are so weak in our bhakti as Kali Yuga progresses. So we are just nobody. And accepting that we are nobody is also a very big thing. I do not know why is it such a big thing. This is why I am nobody. This nobody saying itself is a big thing. I do not know why. So that is the stage we have come to now. There is a reason why Radha and Krishna know as their parents, that they are struggling, but they've come. And those who have not come, they're thinking about coming. The thinking itself gives us all the blessings. So please, all of us are blessed who came, and all of us are equally blessed who could not come. I can guarantee you with reasonable certainty that all of us, they're present because through us, through the parampara, all were benefited. Everyone was benefited. You know? So I just wanted to share this one point, which was very important. Hare Krishna. Yes, Padma Prabhu, you wanted to say something?
Yes, so I actually remember 2 points. The first point that was when we were having lunch after we on the last I think from Radhakund we came and then we had lunch, and after lunch we were just outside the restaurant and we were talking. So you made a very good point that when we want to make you so that other people will call you that ढूंढने पे भी ऐसे लोग नहीं मिलेंगे. That point was really important for me. कि we all want to become such a good people and such human beings that people will say that ढूंढने पे भी ऐसे लोग नहीं मिलेंगे. So I took that point. And another point that when we were reciting the verses at the dinner table, so Krishna Prabhu and Mataji were leaving next day. So I asked you, Prabhu, we didn't get any time to recite the verses. So you asked me that we can you recite it now? So we did it on the dinner table. So like Mataji said that there is Divyanshi Mataji said, I think that there is no prerequisites to bhakti, that only when we are very comfortable, when we are at dhoti kurta and when we are at such a nice place, then only we can do things. We recited the verse there. And I shared that, there also that Avinash Prabhuji and Saraswati Mataji encouraged me to learn these verses. I remember when Mataji were in Nagpur, she told me that Prabhupada used to refer from this chapter very often. So I should remember it. So I tried doing that, and it was very good experience. And Krishna Prabhu were also knowing all the verses. That Suchi Mataji said that he was knowing all the verses, and he also told me that how he remembered it. So thank you, Prabhuji, for Krishna.
Jai, thank you. Thank you. Wonderful. Hare Krishna. Saraswati Mataji Avinash Kishore ki Jai. Hare Krishna. Wonderful, wonderful. Anybody else want to say anything from the trip before we have our other devotees share something?
Yes, Prabhuji, just a couple of points even I remember that I wanted to share, that when we had lunch, I think on the second day, or I'm not sure if I'm remembering the time correctly, but we were talking about how initiation is not important, but that how Prabhupada said that my touch is just a formality, and that I asked this question, a very immature question, that we have this lineage that is written in front of the Bhagavad Gita and the initial pages, and you said that even in that succession, they are all connected by Shiksha and not by Diksha. And so it's as soon as you follow the process and follow the books of Prabhupada and follow that very nicely, immediately you are a part of the disciplic succession, and initiation is not needed in that sense. And on the first day, I remember when we were supposed to perform Mangla Arati, and we did not do it very perfectly. And we were having this discussion that, because if you're following one thing, then you should follow it everything. Like you accept everything in all whole. You can't just pick and choose this. I'm going to take from here and this I'm going to take from there. Just very similar to your example of Godrej and LG, that you're committed to one place and you accept it fully. You don't go here and there and get distracted by everything else. And one thing also in Radha Kund, I remember, because we discussed this during our classes of Nectar of Instruction, that you're not supposed to, take baths in Radha Kund. So we were very cautious that even our foot should not touch the water in that sense. We only paid our respects. We took some of the water on our head and we dipped our chanting beads in the water. And that is all we did. We never even went close to the water. So in that sense, I was remembering that this is exactly what we discussed in the classes, that you're not supposed to enjoy. This is not for sense gratification, which is also something that you asked us to remember when we visited MBT, the restaurant, and you said that we're not here for sense gratification. I still remember the two sentences, that we're not here for sense gratification, and because you were there, so you are in control of the situation, and you're not supposed to go there alone ever. And I realized the gravity of it when you said it as well, that Dham is not supposed to be for sense gratification. And that is something that really we need to remember. And one other thing that you mentioned regarding Mataji is that, in some of the organizations, they keep women in the front. Because we study about this in MBA as well, that in marketing and advertising, often women are very misplaced in these advertisements and these campaigns, just to get the attention. But here we do things differently, that Prabhujis are in the front, Matajis are in the middle, and then Prabhujis are at the back. So women are supposed to be protected always in that sense. And that was a very powerful point, I thought, as well, in that point. And yes, I would also like to thank Avinash Prabhu and Saraswati Mataji, because only because of all the discussions and all the I nearly drove Avinash Prabhu crazy because of my whole confusion. But he was still very patiently listening to me and advising me. And Saraswati Mataji was also so affectionate, has always been. throughout the years. It would not have been possible to have this experience without them under any circumstances. So thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Wonderful, wonderful. Hare Krishna. Shri Gurudev ki jai. Jai Prabhupada ki. Hare Krishna. Yeah. Anybody else from the speakers want to say anything else? Or you open for others? We'll wait for 10
Sure.
seconds. Yes, mother, please.
Prabhuji, I just remember I was also thinking about visiting MVT. You saw that all of us were distressed on Mataji, the morning hours, and you said, because you all are distressed, I'll take you all to MVT. But remember that all that glitters not gold. So, so then we were all cautious, and we all sat there, and you looked at us and you said, what is the realization that is coming to you? Seeing all the exalted devotees there. And we could see that all glories to them. I'm not judging them, however, but I'm saying that all I could see is that very different MVT. And I mean, really, that happened with me. Some of my relative also suggested when I was discussing with my father, one of my relatives suggested that you should go MVT in Vrindavan. It's very nice place. I don't know why, but I thought when I was searching for hotels, because I was doing that previously, me and Pradyumna was doing that, and I was sending links to Pradyumna that you should see this. And I didn't go to MVT website. I for some reason I was not able to go to MVT, and also the arrangement of Hare Krishna Orchard, we all were shifted to that place, and I was sharing this realization with Divyanshi Mataji that in my heart I was praying that we can go to Hare Krishna Orchard for some reason, and that happened also. So I remember Purna Pragna Mataji said that since we just landed and we think about Dham, all our desire which is good in intention gets fulfilled. You see, that happens. Purna Pragna Mataji was saying that in Barsana, that we were not able to get through the temple gate, and I also felt as if that some citizens are waiting to see the king, and how long that journey was. I was feeling that kind of thing, that how long the journey is and how crowded the place is, and how we were feeling that we are I was feeling that we are mere people just waiting to go to see the king, and it was majestic there. And how we could just find a few Matajis there going, and Mataji said, okay, Matajis, let's go to visit Barsana. So that was very nice.
Yes, Jai, Jai. Yeah, Sriji Radharani Ladli ji, she's the one who arranges for all this. Take care. Jai Radharani ki Jai. Shri Gurudev ki Jai. Very nice. Okay, Hare Krishna. So, anybody else from the devotees who have heard this realization want to say anything? Please feel free. We miss all of you, but we don't miss all of you. You are in our hearts wherever we went. So, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Actually, these 3 hours, I was just looking at the watch, the 3 hours, how it completed like in half an hour. It was so, unbelievable. Like, those devotees, they were there and the way they explained. So I was thinking just as if I'm also with you guys. That's really, I couldn't imagine that myself. Yeah. We definitely missed this time, but definitely next time we'll make sure that we don't want to miss this opportunity. But even though, you always pray for us, we know that. And we already shelter, like you always mentioned that Guru Maharaj is always sheltering us. That is there. But after listening this one, it's unbelievable. There's no word in explain. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you, all devotees, for sharing your realization. Thank you very much.
Shri Prabhupada ki Jai. Shri Gurudev ki Jai.
Great.
Wonderful. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you for actually sharing your very nice and wonderful realization from the Dham. So it's very nice to hear all of your realization, and actually all the teaching that you received from His Grace Ambrish Prabhu and all the senior devotees there. And I never been to actually Vrindavan Dham myself, but actually, I heard from Ambrish Prabhu and all the devotees who go there very often. But this was very nice, actually hearing from you how actually what you learned and actually which places you visited, all the you go to Nidhivan and all that. So there's a lot of new points, I never heard before as well. So thank you very much. And actually, I was also very excited, feel like I actually missed out big time as well. I should have been there also there. Actually, I was planning to be there actually, hold my family, and even I remember actually I locked the tickets, on the 15th of October. Actually, and somehow convinced the Navina because she had a camp around the same time and all that, and say how actually is going and visiting India is better than going to the camp and all that. So it was all locked, but again at the last minute, which we had to change the plan because my wife didn't able to get enough holidays, to actually visit. And then actually I said, okay, it's not working out. So I said, okay, we'll go to the another reason I wanted to spend more time with my actually parents as well at the time. So I said it's better to go in December. So I will get like 5 to 6 weeks, time. So Krishna has some other actually plans, so it didn't work out. But I really want to thank you, His Grace Ambrish Prabhu and all the devotees who chanted for my mother on actually Radha Kund, when she actually left her body. So it's there's actually I had many realization after she passed away. Actually I wasn't really thinking about those things, before. Because I was very actually engaged with my family, actually looking after her and actually making the arrangements and all that. So I knew it was actually Kartik Mass, but I was actually in India for a couple of weeks before that as well. So actually I was just chanting, but actually when she left the body, actually when I came back, she was okay. We took her off the ventilator. Actually, she always insisted since I actually went there that she didn't want the ventilation and all that and just take it away. She wanted to go home. And she actually kept telling me that she's now old enough, so there is how much you can try. So, but actually, my brother was actually, he was a doctor himself, and he said, no, there is actually, he used to tell me that there is a chance, that actually she could recover because she was saying that she's not showing any symptoms of actually getting worse, so we kept trying. But actually, when I came back, actually, her condition again deteriorated a little bit, and finally we made a decision. Actually, I consulted my family and all that. I spoke to Amrish Prabhu as well, so because it was a very tough decision to actually, but I can see, that ventilator was not comfortable at all. So we said, okay, we will actually no. Actually, she was off, and I said, no, we're not gonna again put her on the ventilator. We'll take her home. And she was quite good, 2 days I can see her on the video. She was very fresh in the home, and she was actually chanting and all that. So actually, I was very happy that actually I thought she's recovered. She will recover. But actually, when she passed away, actually, I don't know. It's just Guru Maharaj's mercy, Actually, when the time she was passed away, actually, I don't know. I was working, and all of a sudden, I actually got an urge. I should call, And sorry, Prabhuji. So when I called, actually, there was no reason, but I felt like I should check on her. So I called her. Sorry. Then my sister told me that actually she just actually stop actually talking. So actually watching her on the video, and then she actually just she was still breathing, and I watched her, and she was still conscious. But after that, actually, my sister said they're gonna turn off the video because their other relatives were also bit getting very emotional. So I actually turn off the video, and I was thinking what to do, and at that time I thought I should actually chant. I'm sorry, Prabhuji, actually I got a bit emotional.
No, please don't. Take your time.
so I remembered actually always what I've been taught. So I was there with my Nabina, and I told her that actually we should chant both, and we chanted also, and then I sang the Lord Narsindev prayer. I recited everything, and after when I completed the actually chanting, and Lord Narsindev prayer, then I again called back, and then actually, I saw her last time, and then she left the body. I can actually saw her everything, and she wasn't in the pain, or she was very actually conscious, and she was talking just few 15 minutes before, she was talking to my sisters and all that. So actually, then I called Amrish Bhuba as well. So then I realized that Amrish Bhuba was at Radha Kund. So it's a very auspicious day as well at the time. I got to know later actually when she left the body. I wasn't aware of that at the time. So it was very actually means I can feel the Guru Maharaj's mercy, and Amrish Prabhu's blessings. That actually is only because of their mercy, she can able to leave the body, on such a auspicious occasion. Even actually from our actually Jain background, they also told us that that was a very auspicious day. I think that was some nakshatra on the same day, so that was very good. So it's only actually actually Vaishnava's mercy, Guru Maharaj's mercy, that actually she actually passed away on the actually very auspicious day. So I was very happy about that, and you also chanted for her on the same day. So thank you very much, Prabhuji, and all the devotees who actually chanted for her. I'm very, very grateful to all of you. Thank you, Prabhuji. And actually, yeah, I realized that actually means that actually made my faith very strong. That actually the path we are following is actually very means it's a right path. It's very auspicious path, and I can see the results. Actually, even my mother wasn't practicing the Hare Krishna. In actually the same, she was actually following the Jainism very strictly. She was very devoted. Actually, she actually disciplined me when I was actually very small. So I used to sing all the Jain prayers. Actually, that's how I actually brought up. And even I actually came to New Zealand, I still used to sing all those prayers in the morning. That's I actually only remembering, my actually grandfather and my mother, who actually taught me. So, but after I came, actually, I actually got the, opportunity to join the, Hare Krishna movement. Thank you, Ambrish Prabhu and Hare Krishna WECAN, all the devotees. And they were actually not actually, opposed to me. Actually, when I told them that I'm following this, so normally a lot of my family member, they actually resisted quite a lot, but my mother and father, they never resisted. They're actually very favorable, and they said, okay, if you're following this, it's very similar, what we're doing. So they were very happy, so actually because they initially they thought that I might not follow at all, the Jainism even, and but actually somehow actually we got on this path, so they were very happy. So thanks to actually Amrish Prabhu, and Guru Maharaj's mercy is always there. But actually my faith is also strengthened by this actual realization, actually how because of the mercy of Guru Maharaj and Srila Prabhupada and all the devotees, that actually everyone will be actually protected in some way. So if we follow sincerely the same path, then surely they will protect us as well. So that's what actually I realized, Prabhuji. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Very nice. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Prabhuji. I must also say one more thing, that the same after a few days, after Srila Prabhu's mother, she left her body, they had the preaching program on Saturday. So he himself said, I would like to continue with the program. We'll do the program. So that is very, very nice. This is very ecstatic. It's very ecstatic. And Guru Maharaj is very, very happy. Srila Prabhupada were very, very happy. All the Vaishnavacharyas were very, very happy. So you are never alone. The whole discipline succession blessings will always remain with you. Whether we are there or not, I'm not more important, I'm not important. But the connection is important. Please continue the connection, and please be very sincere. You're all very sincere. All the best. Thank you for nice services. To you, to little Navina, Murta Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Yes, thank you, Prabhuji. Actually, yeah, it's no credit to us, Prabhuji. I think we are just following what you have actually taught us all these years, So, yeah, thank you very much, Prabhuji. Yeah.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you, His Grace Sambrish Prabhu, and Hare Grace Punpalakya Devi Dasi Mataji, and His Grace Krishna Smarpan Krishna Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhuji, for allowing us to be part of this journey. Because and thank you very much for all the devotees for very nice description, very nice realizations and experiences. And actually, you're right that this is a education. This yatra is education. So we all learn. We all learn from each other experiences and all the devotees, their realizations. So and how we and it's His Grace Amrish Prabhu, he always says that he remember us in his prayer. So thank you very much for remembering us, Prabhuji, and then so we can all get benefited with the Dham Yatra. And yes, Prabhuji. So you're right. I visited Shivandan Dham few times, my own or with other people, but going with devotees is very, very different experience. I didn't get chance to go with His Grace Amrish Prabhu yet, but under his guidance, last time when I visited, so that point with the hard drive, the impression. I always remember the Mangal Arti at Srila Prabhupada's Samadhi. So whenever I do Mangal Arti, I sort of just transform, like transport it there. And so it is very, very different experience, and you keep those memories. And Prabhuji always says that when you chant, then you visit those, those places again while chanting. So, and it's very, very good memories to have, and this for life. So thank you very much again for all the devotees for describing and for your realizations, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, for your Dolly Mataji and your children, Subhadra Devi, Rosa Mataji, and Madhav Prabhu, for your preaching and for your services. All glories. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. We'll
Hare
wait for
Krishna.
10 more seconds. Hare Krishna. Please come.
Sorry, Prabhu, I was waiting for my wife want to speak something, but okay, but I'll continue. So first of all, I would like to thank you, Prabhu, and Mataji and Krishna Prabhu, for tolerating this young, energetic freshness. Very excited. And I remember telling all of them that before you go to Dham, if you're not doing 16 rounds, you should not go Dham. So 2, 3, 4 weeks before we started getting them ready for this, and I'm sure they must have done aparadh. They must have done something which is not appropriate. So for that, I on their behalf, or we, my wife, because we both say we beg for mercy to you and to the Dham. And it is unbelievable what has happened, because I've seen all of them, including Divyanshi Mataji, transforming from a college student to this level. I don't know. I remember what discussion we had. Sushti, she will not trust me for 6 months. She will not share her number with me. I don't know who is this Prabhuji, what he's going to do. And Suchi Mataji was always a kid. She's excited. And Pradyum Prabhu, yeah, he was serious all the time. But he was serious, but he was not finding the way where to go from here. That what his family will. So hopefully they can keep building up. They can keep learning from you and keep evolving, because now going to Vrindavan with you and Mataji, learning all those lifestyle skills is more important than going to Dham. That how to deal with the situation, because I keep telling them that bhakti is not easy. Bhakti is not for faint-hearted. It's going to give its own challenges. So that those skills they must have developed, and also they get connected to the disciple succession when you go to those places. All those places. When you were talking, I was looking on Google and trying to actually picture those things, how those dhams and how those samadhi and Tet Kadam and all those things. So yeah, they were fresh in our mind also. And hopefully these young devotees can be consistent. Of course, there will be problems. They've got a life in front of them. And because Maharaj must have a plan with all of them, so that, like as you said, next year, Sanju Prabhu is doing something. Now I've heard Deepak Prabhu is actually, so a lot of things they must have picked up from you. Hopefully this picks up momentum from here because of Maharaj and Prabhupada, and we can all be engaged in serving them, Prabhu, through you. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Jai Shri Gurudev ki Jai, Shri Prabhupada ki. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you, Amrish Prabhuji, Purna Pragya Mataji, and Krishna Samarpan Krishna Prabhu for giving your valuable mercy to all these young devotees and guiding them so nicely. They have taken my name as well. I have got no credit at all for anything. All credit is yours, Prabhuji, and Mataji and Krishna Samar Prabhuji as Gurudevs, because I have no qualification to take this credit at all. I remember when you announced for the Dham Yatra, we actually wanted these devotees to go with you, because we also wanted to come, but somehow it didn't happen. Because we have experienced the ecstasy when we went with you and visited all those places. And while these devotees were describing those places, I was transformed to those places actually. And those beautiful memories I always cherish them. It's very beautiful. And I was just trying to remember the place, which was actually Radha Shyam Sundar temple. I was trying to remember, but I couldn't remember the name actually. I was remembering only Shyamanand Prabhu, but the temple name I was forgetting. But when I just heard today, so because I was, I had this in my mind that Radharani, actually the deities were actually appeared from Radharani's heart. That bit I was remembering, but I forgot the name of the temple. So this kind of discussions actually bring all the memories. All the memories are revised and fresh now. Thank you to all the devotees who have actually described so well all the places you have visited with Prabhuji, Mataji, and Krishna Samarpan Krishna Prabhu. And that's what I was telling you, that you will have next level experience with these pure devotees, because we have experienced that. So that's why we were very eager, so that all of you can actually experience that, and you have actually tasted that nectar from Prabhuji's mouth. And I think you will always have that in your heart. It's very, very beautiful. And I'm hoping we will again meet together, go together some other places and have beautiful moments with all of you. So thank you, Prabhuji, again for everything. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much for yours and Prabhuji's services in preaching, making devotees. Shri Gurudev is very good. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Prabhuji, I've got another question for you. Did you not go to Vrindakund? Nobody talked about Vrindakund.
Yeah, that is what they said as Tulsi Mata. Vrindakund we went.
Oh,
We went.
Hare Krishna. I want to say how amazing it was to hear everyone's realization. It was like having a first-hand experience, even though I've never been there. So thank you all for sharing the realization. It was so mesmerizing and impactful glimpse of Vrindavan. Hearing everyone's realization, I've come to see that it's not just a destination or a place to visit as a tourist. As many devotees also mentioned that it's not a place for sense gratification. It's a sacred dham, a very holy place, and it should be approached with reverence. We should be mindful of our actions there, that we shouldn't commit any offenses. All these just because to have a profound essence of the Vrindavan Dham. Thank you all for giving such wonderful realizations, and all mentioned that they have prayed for all of us. So thank you so much, and we hope we can do better. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Very nice. All the best to you. Hare Krishna. And your leaders have taught you very well. Just follow them. Saraswati Mata will say all the best. Hare
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you very much for having this realization program. Because I missed this Vraj Dham trip, and now I'm regretting very much because I thought I'm having issues, or I was not able to go because there were some issues with me. But when I heard about Divyanshi Mataji's and even Pradyum Prabhu were facing some difficulty while going to this Vraj Dham, and still they choose to go because there was certain amount of faith in Krishna. I think I didn't had that. That's why I was not able to come, and I'm regretting it so much. But from the moment Pradyum Prabhu was there, I remember my brother was hospitalized due to typhoid fever, and then Pradyum Prabhu called. I don't remember, it was third day or fourth day. He called and he said that Amrish Prabhu has prayed for all of us that our chanting would, the focus in our chanting would be increased, or we will be able to do better chanting. Have you felt any changes while you are chanting? And I felt so relieved that even though I was not there, Prabhuji was thinking about all of us who are present there or who are not present there. So that's something nobody does. And that's actually where I realized that the path I have chosen, the people I'm trusting are like, I cannot express that. I felt very relieved. And from that very moment, every time Pradyum Prabhu, Srishti Mataji, Suchi Mataji shared about this Vraj Dham realizations, even yesterday, I have kept, I was knowing that these were the points, but every time I hear them, it feels new. It feels that I want to hear more of it. I want to hear more of it. Tell me every bit, every second of what was happening there, what all you did, how you chanted, what was the experience of chanting there. So yeah, this I think this is the very last time I missed this. I will never gonna miss this again. This opportunity. So, thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you for being this, guiding us all along and actually caring for us. Because yes, no one does that. No one. I have never seen, even in family, they don't do this for us. But you are doing this, and as Pradyum Prabhu also said that you don't only pray for us, you pray for even for our past, our coming future, everything that I cannot express it in words. Every time he used to share this, I felt that I was there, and always every time I now crave that why I wasn't physically present there. So thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much. Srila Gurudev ki jai. Srila Prabhupada. All the mercy of Srila Gurudev. All the best to you. And all the best to Avinash Shobhan Saraswati Mataji for training all of you. Become very nice. Hare Krishna. We'll wait for 10 more seconds. We can conclude.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you very much, all the devotees, for sharing such beautiful memories of the Vrindavan Dham. It was so relishing to hear all the memories. I remember when we went, we got an opportunity to go to the Dham 6 years ago when Madhav was only 1 year. And I used to carry him in the carry bag and walk all the way for the Mangal Aarti in the morning. And even after that, we used to be very physically active to, walk the whole day. As devotees was realizing their memories, that just took us straight there and refreshing our own memories together. But the only thing I realized that how relishing is that to go with the association. That's very important. I wish if we can join next time to your company, Prabhuji. So, because it was really good to listen everybody's beautiful memories. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Srila Gurudev ki jai. Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you, Amresh Prabhu, for today's organizing today's class, so we can hear all the realization and experience of all the young devotees. So it's really wonderful. I was also feeling that I'm realizing all those experiences, and I'm very eager to visit there now, but I wish I can have a chance to go there with you and Purna Pragya Mataji and Krishna Sabha Prabhu as well. So we will also experience the same thing. Now it's like I have more ho gaya, aise bolte na, ki I want to go there, visit now. So as we have planned to go there, but I'm sure it will be better when we go with you, and I wish and big mercy to Krishna, that we'll get a chance that we can go with you as well, so we can experience like the devotees, what they experienced before now. And also I would like to thank you also for chanting and praying for my Prabhuji's mother and all your valuable guidance time to time, Amrish Prabhuji. So we were able to take a good decision also. And also Guru Maharaj's mercy, everything went well. Uh, that's thank you, Prabhuji. Yeah. Hare Krishna.
Jai Jai. Shri Gurudev ki Jai, Shri Prabhupada ki Jai. Thank you and Navina Mukherjee and Shri Prabhu for your nice services in your continuous preaching. All the best. Shri Gurudev and Shri Prabhupada in all the different situations. Hare Krishna. Okay, we'll wait for 10 more seconds. You can say. Okay, Hare Krishna. Very nice. Whose turn is it today to sing? Maharaj, Maharaj, please hear us.
Hare Krishna Babuji. It's Subhadra's turn, but she's a bit sick. She's having sneezing. So Madhav will sing, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Okay, okay. माधव जी कैसे हैं आप?
मैं ठीक हूँ प्रभु जी।
Very nice, very nice. क्या चल रहा है स्कूल आपका ठीक चल रहा है? हाँ, स्कूल ठीक चल रहा है?
Is your
School
school is
going all right?
Yes.
Yeah, very
Yes.
nice. All the best. ठीक है? बराबर से गाना, एक्शन करके गाना, ठीक है ना? चलिए 1, 2, 3, start.
Maharaj, Maharaj, please hear us.
Maharaj, Maharaj, please hear us.
We have learned some real good stuff.
We have learned some real good stuff.
Maharaj, we have learned one thing.
Maharaj, we have learned one thing.
And today for you we will sing.
And today for you we will sing.
If our room is clean,
If our room is clean,
then our mind is clean.
then our mind is clean.
If our mind is clean,
If our mind is clean,
we can do anything.
we can do anything.
If our room is dirty,
If our room is dirty,
then so are we.
then so are we.
And if we are dirty,
And if we are dirty,
we're not happy.
we're not happy.
Wasting time
Wasting time
is the greatest crime.
is the greatest crime.
Because wasted time
Because wasted time
means a wasted mind.
means a wasted mind.
So best is your time
So best use your time
when you're in your prime.
when you are in your prime.
And your whole life
And your whole life
will be sublime.
will be sublime.
Hare Krishna, Hare. If your health is gone,
No. Yeah, if your wealth is
If
If
gone.
your wealth is gone,
if your wealth is gone,
If your wealth is gone,
then there is nothing wrong.
then there is nothing wrong.
But if your health is gone,
If your health is gone,
that's a different song.
that's a different song.
If your character dies,
If your character dies,
then the world will cry.
then the world will cry.
Only saintly behavior
Only saintly behavior
lets humanity thrive.
lets humanity thrive.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
We must always remember Krishna
We must always remember Krishna
and never forget him too.
and never forget him too.
But how are we to practice this with so many things to do?
But how are we to practice this with so many things to do?
That is the greatest question.
That is the greatest question.
And here is the greatest clue.
And here is the greatest clue.
You must learn to act so nicely that Krishna remembers you.
You must learn to work so nicely that Krishna remembers you.
So listen very closely
So listen very closely
and make your thinking sharp.
and make your thinking sharp.
Let's learn how we can live and work so Krishna won't depart.
Let's learn how we can live and work so Krishna won't depart.
If something's due tomorrow,
Something's due tomorrow.
finish it today.
Finish it today.
Whatever's due today,
Whatever's due today,
do it now, don't delay.
do it now, don't delay.
Your friends might be lazy
Your friends might be lazy
or doing bad things.
or doing bad things.
But you think again,
But you think again,
don't follow them
don't follow them.
and you will win in the end.
And you will win in the end.
Whatever work we're given,
Whatever work we're given,
we do our very best.
we do our very best.
We only live with what we need and give Krishna the rest.
We only live with what we need and give Krishna the rest.
This is hard to live, to work and to play. You learn to live this way, you'll see Krishna every day.
This is hard to live, to work and to play. You learn to live this way, see Krishna every day.
And when the time is up, he'll take us up above. We'll sing and dance to him with a heart full of love.
And when our time is up, he'll take us up above. We sing and dance with him with the heart full of love.
To chant Krishna's name, his glories and his fame is the only way this world will ever become sane.
So chant Krishna's name, his glories and his fame. The only way this world will ever become sane.
Now please ask this greatest question.
Now please ask this greatest question.
And find this greatest clue.
And find this greatest clue.
You can only remember Krishna.
You can only remember Krishna.
If Krishna remembers you.
If Krishna remembers you.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
This Organised Srila Mahavishnu Maharaj, Srila Gurudev ki jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Shri Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Shri Nitai Gaur Chandra Premanande Hari Hari. Hari Hari Bol. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the Lotus feet of Shri Guru Shri Bharam ki jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srila Gurudev ki jai. Namo Vishwada Krishna Bhutala Samati Mahavishnu Namine. Namo Vishwada Krishna Bhutala Bhakti Vedanta Samati Namine. Namo Saraswati Devi Gopal Krishna Devi Sheshwar Krishna. Braj Vrindavan Dham ki jai. Shri Kartik Mas ki jai. Shri Deepavali Mahotsav ki jai. The very important most is that for this Kartik Mas, worship of Radha Damodar, to offer the lamp to Damodar. That's what we could all do for Radha Damodar temple. This is the place, the heart. So it happens. We read it at Shri Radha Shyamsundar also. So on behalf of everybody, so everybody gets benefited. So very nice, so very merciful. Once in a lifetime opportunity like this. And we all saying so loudly, seeing us, others started to do also. We all sang the whole prayer. Very nice. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Krishna willing. We'll see you next week. Same place, same time. Till then, chant Hare Krishna and be happy. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.